It's either discipline or regret.
Yeah.
Because one day you're going to be 80 years old and you're going to reflect back on your life and you're going to remember, oh yeah, I spent so much time. I spent like 2,500 hours playing Apex Legends. What did that do for me? And remember what I was talking about earlier? If someone gives you advice, they're just talking to themselves.
Yeah.
I'm talking to myself right there.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Excellent Show, the coolest, bad boyest EDM podcast slash friends hanging out in
The
the
number
world.
one in America, dude.
in the world.
In the world.
Yes.
We're international.
My name's Danny Ferrari,
My name's Parker Immense.
Frank Ranks.
and we have David Ghastly here with us today.
That's me. How's
Dude,
it
thank
going?
you so much for being here. It's like it's a huge deal. Just so you know, when Excellent started, we were working on. Like, we had the dream of trying to have actual, like, people come on the channel and do shit with us.
Yeah.
And then we realized that takes a lot of time. And, like, you know, a lot of work to,
Yeah,
like,
it does.
to build up. And it's so cool to have you here. And obviously, like, you and Parker have kind of created, like, a little, like, friendship about the Hawaii boys.
Yep.
Hawaii boy.
The Hawaii boys, dude.
Hawaii boys in the
Forever.
fucking house, baby.
Yeah, dude.
Let's
So
go.
sick.
All right, so we like to start our podcast off with gifts because we think gifts are the best way to get people happy and excited to talk to
Yeah.
us. We want to buy your friendship. So,
Essentially.
as Parker and I's new pseudonym, the Bad Boys of EDM, and then Frank Ranks, we got you a little something. This is for you.
Oh, gifts. I thought
Yes.
you meant like graphic images.
No, presents and shit,
not
bro.
a GIF.
Gift with a T.
All right, let's check it out.
You can open it up.
You like that rapping job?
I do actually. I'm a big fan of it.
It's very personal.
I was done with bathroom tissue paper.
Thank you for the pre-open, so I don't
Yeah.
have to sit here and struggle through the tape.
Yeah, I
With
did that
love and
with
care.
thought, with love and care and thought and purity.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude.
Yo. What?
Yeah. We're
Did
dangerous.
you get
as
me fucking claws?
Wolverine
You
claws.
got me
dude.
fucking
Yes.
Wolverine claws. You realize I'm going to use these in the apocalypse for sure.
Yeah, I called it. I
Oh
called
my
Fuck yeah,
god.
I
dude.
called it.
Take
Bro,
the safety off, dude.
I am so
Takes the
stoked.
safety
Take
right
those
off.
safeties
Oh,
right
I'm
off.
absolutely taking the safety off. Look
Hell
at
yeah,
that shit.
dude.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
So-
you can catch me on the corner of Do Not and Fuck With Street. Dude, this is awesome.
The other one is signed by the Bad Boys of EDM.
Yep. It's
And Frank.
Damn.
So just like a Randy Jackson signed samurai sword. You
Yep.
can also wipe that off, I'm pretty sure. But we thought it was funny.
No, I love it, man. I'm not going to feel right until I hold them both
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
look cool.
Look
that's
at
epic.
that.
Yeah,
I
dude.
feel like my testosterone is boosted.
Yeah.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah, we've been really getting into buying like dangerous shit. So
Yeah,
we've
I
got
get
like
that.
switchblades and all this funny.
This is also very meaningful too, because in Hawaii, all we did was drink claws. We drank
Yeah.
White Claws
Oh my
all day
God.
long, 24/7. And David doesn't drink anymore, so we had to keep the claw action going. You know what I'm
Critical.
saying?
Look at
Critical.
that.
I'm very grateful for that. Genuinely,
Yeah.
thanks, fellas.
Yeah,
Thank you
dude,
for
absolutely.
coming on the show and
Yeah, have fun.
feel free to
They're
attack.
pretty. They're
Yeah,
pretty.
you definitely purchased my friendship on that. one.
Yeah.
They're pretty Gengari, huh?
Gengari.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got enough obstacles with the mask. I don't know if I need to have
No
claws
way,
in my
yeah.
hands at the same time.
Are you still having trouble with it? Didn't you just get it fixed?
Yeah.
So the new mask is much better, but you know it's not without its bits and pieces of hazards.
Yeah.
But overall, the new mask is far more utilizable as opposed to the other one. You remember the last time I was over there, I was having issues with it. But yeah, having a plastic shield inside of the mask while also having lights that are sunburning my face, while having a fog machine on the back of my head that it could
Oh my
explode
God.
at any moment.
Jesus.
And while I'm headbanging with it, it's like throwing my spine out of lock. I have this like really bad pain in my back that
Every time.
Well, from that mask, yeah,
Oh my God.
absolutely. And then furthermore, it was heavy as shit. I literally couldn't see anything at all. I couldn't breathe. And I'm supposed to DJ at the same time. So
Oh my God.
It was hellacious. And even more so on top of it, the mask wasn't fitted to my face perfectly. So like in the chin area,
Oh, that would be-
it was just low enough to where the sweat would drip off of my face and then pool into the chin.
Oh,
so if I had
man.
just shaved, it would just be burning. It would be on fire, just sweat pooling into my freshly shaved chin. And so I'm just feeling pain in every part of my face and brain and body while y'all fucking ready? Let's go! I'm having a great time. How about you guys?
Oh my god!
But you know, I did that for probably like 25 shows. 25 shows I did like that. Now
insane.
I've got this new mask, and they replaced the plastic with this this kind of reflective, breathable wiring.
Ooh.
And so
Oh, that's
the lights still kick ass, but there's air coming in and out,
Oh,
and I
thank
can
God.
see better.
That's great.
And the mask is lighter. We moved the fog machine off of my head to my pocket, which is, you know, I'll take a wound on my leg versus, you know, like my head actually catching on fire or like a crater in the back of my skull.
Dude, fog machines are serious, man.
Yeah,
It's
they really
dangerous.
are.
It's a little explosive.
Yeah.
Potential explosive. It absolutely is, especially considering the fact that these fog machines are homemade. It's
Oh
made
my
by an
God.
independent company. It's
Yeah,
not
that's
like,
insane.
Yeah, so, you know, if I die doing what I love, but
Yeah.
That's pretty bad boy, dude. I like that shit.
what can I say?
I have a video of all of us in the back room soldering like one
Yes, you have a
small
video of that?
cable. Yeah, I have a video. And we're like trying to fix the mask right before you show. It
That's
was like
the
20
Academy
minutes
show?
before.
Yeah,
It's
that was
it
at
wasn't
Academy.
even fixed by the time you got there. You had to like go in the back room and like fix some more shit once you got there.
Yeah, it was pretty hectic. And then like at Academy, there's like 40 people in the green room, and everyone
Yeah.
keeps coming up. Oh, how's the mask work? And it's like, if you care about me at all, you'll get the fuck away from me right now. I'm trying to solve this. I'm not about to sit here and go through the intricacies of how a custom mask works
Yeah,
with you
dude.
for your potential insight. No, we're good.
Your potential insight.
Even if it did work, if you're about to play a show, it's like, dude, chill the fuck out, dude. I gotta like get mentally ready for this shit.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah,
if
man.
I see someone who's when I know it's like 15 or 20 before someone goes on, I usually give them some space because, you know, they may
Yeah.
not say it because a lot of people in this industry are really nice, and I tend to be one of these people actually, where it's like I'm in a stressful situation. This actually just happened when we were in where were we? We were in Albuquerque.
Oh, okay.
And the mask, like something was wrong with it. It wasn't turning on. And people are like gathering around me, trying to get involved. And it's just, my stress levels are just,
Oh,
the
God.
cortisol
I
is just
hate that.
rising. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, I just need to figure this out real quick. So I like to give people space when they're about to go on, you know? It's like, you don't know what's going through their head, and you want to, and like, I think a lot of people have their, you know, they have their little ritual before they go on, or that moment where they kind of like center themselves. I certainly have to.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's critical. It really brings you, why are you doing this? How are you going to execute it? And just, I think a lot of people get anxiety because they are misinterpreting it as excitement. And
yeah.
it's, and at the same time, it's what it really is deep down, they don't want to say it, but they really want to say, I'm about to fucking kill this shit.
Yes.
I'm about to crush this. They're anxious because they can't say that out loud because they'll look like a fucking dickhead.
Yeah. Right.
But, you know, imagine.
Dude, it's funny that you bring that up because one of the things that I've noticed about you specifically, especially, I think I saw you once with Joyride when he did his, I don't know if it was Academy, but I think you were just there. Like, you were just there hanging out. And I think you did like a little back-to-back with him. It's when he had his whole car thing when he started brought that.
Was
yeah,
that
yeah.
Yost?
It might have been. It was in L.A. And
He did one at Avalon too.
Wait, I think it was Avalon.
Avalon.
okay, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
The point of
matter.
the story is that you have the most devout fan base I think I've ever seen, ever. Like,
Wow,
the
thanks,
people
man.
that were there, I mean, it's just the truth. Like, the people that were there, I remember there was, like, this group of people, and they're like, David's here, Ghastly's here.
Yeah.
And, like, you were just, like, coming on for a minute. So I think there's something, like, as far as, like, people trying to talk to you, obviously, like, all the time, I feel like there's a really cool connection that you have with your fan base that I've kind of noticed. And I think that has a lot to do with your brand of who you are, essentially, right?
Yeah, I could absolutely see that. You know, I've always being raised by my dad on the farm. Like, I've watched, you know, from the point of my birth, I've watched my dad, you know, interact with thousands of people every year where they would come onto the farm. He treated everyone like they were close friends and family.
Yeah.
You know, you're here for a good time. I'm here to give you a good time. And he would take time out of his day to talk to anybody. And one of the key principles he taught me was you can tell how good of a person is by how they treat people that can't do anything for them. And
I like that.
That's huge.
And it's massive. And
like that.
I've always tried my best to be as good to everyone as I can, because at the end of the day, you know, we're all going to the same place. Might as well, you know, leave a good mark while you're here.
Absolutely.
And so when it comes to my fans, I treat them like humans. I sit there, someone says, "Oh, I just wanted to say hi real quick. I don't want to bother you." It's usually at that point I'll be like, "Well, what are you talking about? My name's David. Nice to meet you. How's your day? Blah, blah, blah. Let's have a little conversation." And then you'll walk away from this. That extra 1 minute of communicating with them and showing them that they're a human and that you value their time and the fact that they are also supporting your ability to live the life that you've always dreamed of is going to go leaps and bounds beyond just like, you know, a quick signature or a quick photo. They're going to remember the things that you say deeply, and they may help them in a time of need. And that's a key component of not just being a good artist, but being a decent human.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's awesome.
There needs to be more of that. Man.
Yeah, I know
there needs
a lot
to
of
be way more of that.
Well, once you're a multi-millionaire and you're like too famous, you don't have to fucking care about anybody.
That's
You can just destroy the world.
Yeah.
You can just be a total monster, a snake in the grass, and you're gonna really succeed in this world.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's probably
God.
where-
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Tell me
You're
I'm
right,
wrong.
you're
Look at the
right.
most powerful people in the world. Are they people that you would trust? No.
Nope.
That's
Not even
probably when
close.
the inner human comes out, is when you don't have to worry about that. That's like when you're your true self, you know?
Yeah. Doesn't it
Yes.
suck when shitty people win? Like, it sucks so bad. You're like, oh, you're such
But
a
it's
piece of
fucking
shit.
amazing when you see good people.
Oh,
win.
yeah,
It's-
absolutely.
It is
Way
the
better.
it is when I have a friend that like has been working at something for fucking 10, 15, 20 years and just never quit, and then I just see them break through into like this new life that they've always wanted. It is like the most inspiring, most motivating thing in the world to
That's
me,
good
man.
shit,
love
Frank.
that.
That's good shit. Absolutely. Always root for people. When you root for people and you take their wins as a win for everyone, it like you're gonna have a way better like mental about life. You spend your time getting jealous whenever you see someone succeed. You're gonna trap yourself in a very emotionally messed up closet, man.
100%.
Because it's not good for the brain to sit there and the Jones effect, right? Like if you sit there, oh, but they got this, I deserve that. It's like, no, you fucking don't.
I do.
No, you don't, or you'd have it.
I do.
Yeah.
I do find myself every once in a while, because no one's perfect. Like, you know, falling back into like comparing
Yeah.
myself to, and then I try my absolute best to be present and snap myself out of it and be
Yes,
like,
sir.
oh my God, no, all they did was open another door. They're creating a different possible path. Like you just gotta, everyone has moments of weaknesses and falls into that, but you really got to try and be present. And also, like, even if they got something you don't, a good way out of that is just kind of internalizing and like looking at what you are appreciative of.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
We all have our own paths.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I remember when I was sleeping on Jaws's couch. And,
I love this story.
And I remember I was watching. I remember he said, "Hey, I want to show you this song," and he shows me "Feel the Volume," and I was like, "Damn, that's pretty sick." And then I watched him blow up. I had two options at that point. I could either be envious, like, I want that. I could have done that. I should have thought of that. Or what I did, I was like, fuck yeah, look, it's possible.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, look,
Totally,
it's
dude.
possible.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
I know this guy. I watched him go from 4,000 SoundCloud followers to playing on the main stage at
Hard Summer.
Hard Summer. And I was like, it didn't make me go, me want. It made me say, me can.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
dude.
not to be too corny about it, but you do that for me.
Right
Because
on, brother.
because
Fuck
you
yeah.
because your story's insane. I mean, you moved out to it's insane. I mean, you moved out to LA, you tried for an extended period of time.
It's pretty weird. I
Yeah.
must admit.
It's crazy.
In reflection, I can't even like at that dude. I'm so thankful for him. Like the kid that I was that went through all that. I can't fucking believe it. I look at it now. I'm like, shit, man. I might not even do that now, but I really, really wanted it, and I was really grateful for having that Razorback gorilla skill to just keep going. Just
don't
keep
quit.
fucking never.
I know
quit.
so many people that started in LA and then they lose it and then they leave and they never come back. They never
That's
try it
harder, I
again.
think.
Yeah.
If you don't have success the first time,
Yeah.
and then you go back, but to come back and work for
the
that shit, that
epitome of
shit's so much harder.
perseverance. The
Yes.
epitome of perseverance.
Absolutely.
And just blocking everything out and truly following your heart.
Absolutely.
Did you feel at that time when you had gone back the first time, like were you having those self-doubt moments, or was there no doubt in your mind? You're like, no, I'm going back. Like, were you feeling hard and like down on yourself? Any of that shit happened to you?
100%. When I lost my job, I lost my apartment. All the opportunities that I thought were blooming and blossoming ended up turning into just weeds, and I lost all these opportunities. And I ended up having to move back to the farm. There was certainly a moment where I was in my own, I was beside myself. I was like, wow, dude, you gave it your all. You really tried. At least you tried. But then something just switched in me. Someone came up to me one day and they're like, oh, you know, it happens. People move to LA and it doesn't work out. And something about them saying that just set me on fire, flipped a switch, and I said, watch this, motherfucker.
I love that.
Fuck that.
I love that.
And I immediately went back to work on the farm. I saved up as much money as I could. I found a random dude off of Facebook to move in with. We lived in his car together again, drive back out to LA, and just got a job at fucking, where was I? The Daily Grill and Morton's Steakhouse in downtown.
My God.
So I'm working there, and this time I changed my approach, and I said, I'm not gonna celebrate every single victory anymore. That was my problem. Is anytime something good happened for me, I'd be like, all right, it's fucking party time. Let's get shit-faced. And I would get fucked up and then spend 2 days recovering. This time I said none of that. And I just focused. If I wasn't at my day job, I was working for EDM.com writing articles for them because I have
cool.
Wow, that's cool.
I have decent vernacular and the ability to write. The English was my favorite subject in high school.
Great
Yeah, you
vernacular.
seem very smart.
Great vernacular.
Very
Seem super smart.
It's a mirage.
Yeah.
I promise.
Very articulate.
You know words and shit.
Dude, you know like words.
Yeah. So, Gar, so keep going,
No,
please.
you're fine. And furthermore, I was also working at Exchange LA, and so with the little bit of credentials that I had in the music industry, I was able to secure myself a position at working at Exchange LA. And on top of that, I'm doing interviews of people at Icon Collective, and I'm just driving this goal. I'm just moving any part that I could move that got me one step closer to it. I was pushing it, and any opportunity I had to go and participate in hedonistic activities, I denied it. And next thing I knew, opportunities started flourishing again. Yeah, and I was like, oh my God, it's working. And then I saw Jaws blow up, and I'm like, yes, I got this. I got this in the bag. He can do it. I can do it. And within about a year of me moving back to LA, I was officially homeless again because I spent all of my money to go to Burning Man to meet Skrillex with me and Miha.
Like, this is it.
I put all my chips on the table. I was like, this has got to be it, man.
The ultimate mission, dude. That's so awesome.
I love it.
But thank God I had I met some excellent friends out there. GT Swage, and he let me live on his couch.
Love that man.
And while I was living on his couch, I was writing like the Lights Out remix that I did for Zomboy. I was writing the remix I did for Slander and Nightmare, a couple other original tracks, and next thing I knew, people started tweeting at me like, I love Ghastly. I'm like, really?
Oh, that's
then my
so
followers
great,
started growing, and I was like, it's happening! It's happening!
That's so sick.
That inspires me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hyped.
Dude, you should be, because it really is just a matter of continuing. There's this wonderful study that came out about how to become great at any skill, and the results are really dumbfounding. Turns out it's not how hard you work at something, it's how consistently you work at something.
Consistency.
If you work at something for 18 minutes a day every single day for a year, you will be better than 95% of the people in that particular field.
Interesting.
Even if they're naturally gifted,
Even if they're naturally gifted, you will be better than 95% of people. Just 18 minutes a day. But that's the problem with humans, is we get on this train of like, oh, I'm on the up and up, I got this, and then we'll like put 12 hours into one day of hard work, and then the next 2 days be like, oh, I worked so hard on that day. I had to take some time off, relax. I earned this. And this is the poison statement that we give ourselves on a regular basis. I earned this. You didn't earn shit. You have not earned shit, my friend. Your ancestors who were in caves stabbing saber-toothed tigers so you could complain about Postmates, they earned the day off. They earned the day off, okay? But they're not here to enjoy that, so you need to live up to their abilities and fucking keep grinding. I'm sorry, no, a lot of people don't want to hear that.
Go off,
but
King.
Those are the ones who are going to be left behind.
Yep.
It just is what it is, man. If you aren't willing to put your entire soul, time, energy, beliefs, and even sacrifice some of those less valuable relationships in your life, ones that may bring you whatever kind of sadness, whatever kind of issues that come with it. Sometimes they're toxic boyfriend, girlfriend. Sometimes it's toxic friends that are just way too into drugs or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're not willing to sacrifice time, friendships, and anything else that may get in the way of whatever you want the most out of your life. Then, you know, what you choose to not sacrifice becomes the replacement for the goal.
Yeah.
And
that's really hard too, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have like childhood friends that are getting in the way of like what you're trying to do, and it's like, dude, sorry, like we can't be
tough,
together.
man.
Yeah.
I like to tell people, first of all, if they're like, you know, trying to get into music, anything that's one of the hardest things to do ever. I like to tell people, first of all, are you willing to put everything, and by everything, I mean everything, into this for as long as it takes, and as long as it takes, I mean, like, whether it's 1 year or 20 years. Do you want it bad enough where either length of time I just mentioned is okay with you? And also that no matter how long it takes, the only time it becomes impossible is when you give up. Like if you're willing to never ever stop, there is a guaranteed light at the end of the tunnel as long as you're willing to put in that time no matter what. The only time it becomes impossible is when you give up.
Amen. And I'd like to piggyback off of what you said and also add on that it can be impossible as you continue to pursue it if you don't believe you truly are worth it.
Exactly.
Like I think a lot of people they continuously do not give up, but in the back of their mind they have this I'm not worthy kind of complex, which is, if you've gone through the public schooling system, then it's been drilled into your brain on a subconscious level.
Yeah.
We can get into that later.
Yeah.
But you were
Straight
trained
up.
to be obedient in public school. You weren't trained to be a free thinker who went after their dreams and goals. You were trained to be a sheep.
Yeah.
You were absolutely 100%. And honestly, it's hard to break out of that. It's really hard to break out of that.
Did you get good grades in school?
Kinda.
Kinda?
You know? So I excelled in anything that I gave a fuck about.
Same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same.
Like when it came to math, and I would look at, you know, like, why the fuck are there letters in it? You know, I didn't.
Yeah. No, for sure.
I
dude.
I did not do good in math, you know? My parents were even worried about me. They put me in something called Sylvan Learning Center, which is like out of school tutoring.
Oh my God.
I had that too.
Oh, I did too,
Yeah.
actually.
We're all stupid as fuck.
I was in Kumon. Do you guys remember Kumon?
Oh, yeah, dude.
yeah.
I was in
It's a
Kumon,
little
dude.
smiley face
And the
guy.
K.
Yeah. It was weird, man. It
I
was
think there's
so
something
weird.
that's interesting about like just like the drive of people, because we're all talking about like hard work and like willing to do this, but like I think about you and like just right now, like your chessboard, right? Like you're obsessed with chess, right? You're obsessed with things that you like.
Yes.
So it's not even, I mean, it's work, but it's not work because you're doing it because you love it. And if you keep that like sort of motivation in it, it's gonna get you somewhere that you might
Totally.
want. It's all about like taking that like obsession. Everybody here in this room, I'm sure, has ADHD. We know that all three of us do. I'm sure you
If
do.
you have a phone, you have ADD.
Yeah, there you go. So like it's and that's like a part of it is like the obsessive mind into something that you really like. You did not really like math, so it wasn't that interesting to you. Right. Nobody found a way to be able to make it interesting for you. You know what I'm saying? But you excel in the things that you do, and you do those things consistently over and over and over and over again.
Those 18 minutes.
Yeah. So it's like there's like
minutes.
I just wanted to comment on like that. That's like the soul of it, right?
Totally,
like,
man.
When I was working at Guitar Center with Parker, one of the things that I would do, I was like a manager and shit, and I would just not work, and I would just go in the studio at the store, and I would just work on beats, and then I would like hide. But if it was my lunch break, I would work on music, because that's not because I'm like I need to work on this 18 minutes per day, right? I was just like, I just want to do it.
Yeah.
And then it like started happening. So it's really interesting sort of to hear everybody sort of, you know, screaming the same thing.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
that's the whole like the public schooling thing is that they try to make you all good at the same thing.
Yeah, it's so weird.
I didn't
Like,
go to
makes no
public
sense.
school,
It's so
I don't
Humans
know.
have a natural inclination to the things that they are naturally good at. You know, there's ballerina dancers, and if she's a ballerina dancer, then let's feed that. Let's watch. Let's see where that goes. You know, and it's really sad because that means that there is so much incredible art that we'll never get to experience because the people who raised them and taught them. They taught them it wasn't good enough, and they needed to be the right kind of smart. They had to be the right kind of talented, which is just an absurd idea in and of itself because nobody is great at everything.
Yeah.
But everybody has the potential to be incredible at something.
Yeah.
Totally.
I want to circle back on the self-doubt thing really quick because I've dealt with a lot of self-doubt as I've been pursuing this thing, and
we're in a self-doubt.
Yeah.
If you're
Yeah,
in music,
dude.
you experience it, man.
Imposter syndrome.
I'd say it's a part of
bad
it.
imposter syndrome. But I think a really, really, really good way to get out of that and reframe your mindset, rewire your brain, is try to surround yourself with as many people that have the personality and the goals that you wish to possess yourself, that are
Absolutely.
better than you at what you want to do, that inspire you, that aren't even maybe not even good at what you want to do, but just a good person and leads their life in the way that you want. Just surround yourself with as many people as you can that positively affect you in that way, and it will rewire your brain.
100%.
Fucking amen to that, man.
Yeah.
100%. If like that's when I saw the biggest shift in the trajectory of my life was when I started surrounding myself with people who were aiming at the exact same goal.
Yep.
Like when I started hanging out, like I was originally doing some production for this artist known as Static Revenger. He's now goes by Latroit. And he introduced me to Sullivan King. And,
Oh, cool.
and
Wow.
he's like, oh, yeah, this is Sullivan King. You released on Bygore Records. I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah, Bygore was cool.
Bygore was on fire. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, my God, you want to make dubstep too? That's so cool. It's like the first person I met that wanted to do the same
Yeah.
thing as me. Before him, it was all actors who made fun of me.
Oh, my
Oh, you're going to
God.
be the next Skrillex or something? I'm like, no, I'm going to be the next me. What are you going to be, the next Johnny Depp? Ass
Yeah.
nose?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Ass nose.
Stupid. And so I'm hanging out with people now who are, and at that time, who are going towards the same goal. And then suddenly, you know, I'll never forget the dog days of like being at Icon where we're all at Jaws' apartment and it's like me, Drezo, Keizo, and Jaws and Sullivan King and all of us just laying and IO, God rest his soul, all laying on our stomachs and like with our laptops open, just being like, hey, check this out. And we're all just bouncing ideas off of each other, giving constructive criticism, help growing each other's concepts. Oh, what about this for my branding? And we're all helping each other.
That's so cool.
Creating a support structure for each other. And next thing we all knew, we all had our own tours and stuff. And it was
Power in numbers, baby. Power in numbers.
It's power in people too.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
100%.
Like, I hate the idea that people say, I'm a self-made man. It's like, you ain't fucking self-made. First of all, it took a man and woman to make you.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
you already didn't just pop out of nowhere. Then they had to raise your ass. Then you had to meet people. Then people had to support your idea. You are not self-made. You are made by the people that support you and the people that you work with. Yeah, you have to do the action, of course, but nobody does it by themselves. And,
Yeah, it's
and
impossible.
So if you're isolating yourself, thinking that, oh, I'm gonna have some just mastermind breakthrough if I just isolate myself from the world, you're actually going the opposite direction. It's fixing a flat tire where there was no hole, and you're just gonna waste your time. I
Yes.
really do think that you have to have people in your life that are fundamentally interested in what you are. If not that, they are at least people that you would aspire to be like.
So David, I was gonna say for the people at home, like, do you have any like tips for them to kind of find their tribe? You know, like some good tips for people that may not be in like LA. You know,
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Well, for me personally, I had to be in LA. When I was in Arizona the last couple of years, I certainly had friends who liked producing and I would produce with them, and it kept me invigorated for the most part. But at the end of the day, you know, I need to be where the hustle and bustle is. That's for me personally.
Yeah.
But the way I even met Sullivan King was by responding to Craigslist ads.
What?
That's so sick.
So dope, dude.
Yeah, like
David's down, bro.
Yeah,
He's down
dude.
to do shit.
That's the
dope.
thing. It's like, who fucking thinks like, oh, I'm gonna find my dreams and goals on Craigslist? I did.
That's dope.
Apparently.
Fucking nuts.
So it's like you just have to consider the options that are at your hands. And you have, and if you have the internet, which is such, you know, it's such a blessing and a curse these days for so many reasons. But if you have the internet, you can really do some incredible things. You can create communities. Look at Discord. People are creating.
Oh my God, yeah.
There's tons
They're
of
huge.
dubstep communities that just hang out on Discord and, you know, judge each other's snares all day.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
and that's how they're growing and coming up with new ideas. Is you don't have to be in person, but you have to find a tribe that is aligned with your goals and dreams. Otherwise, you're just you're sailing
Solo
a ship
dolo,
by
yeah.
yourself, you know,
Yeah.
and that's why they call it. That's why you need a crew for a ship. You know, there's no way that you can do it by yourself.
Yeah.
And do you find like, because I know you said have you moved back to LA officially? Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so
Congrats.
I know that you were in Arizona for a while. I know he probably knows more, but what I'm wondering is a person at your level with your like success, obviously, like, how does it differ now from when you like sort of first started? Are you trying to put yourself more in those situations with like being able to be around other producers that might not necessarily be on your peer level? Like how has that affected you now as far as where you're at? Like are you feeling like you're needing to get inspiration in LA? Is that why you're coming back? You know, what can you tell me about that? Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, ultimately, the quality of your friends determines the quality of your life, and the quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life. So I like to be around good friends who have good thoughts, and it's not necessarily a requirement that they be at my level. That's not, you know, that's not something that I personally prioritize. But I do really love being in LA for the fact that, you know, I can just hit up, you know, insert name of artist here and be like, hey, you want to fuck with something? That's a wonderful aspect of being out here for that. Can you rephrase that question a little bit?
Yeah, just like creatively. Like now you're not like back in the day. I overcomplicate shit. So excuse me if you're not the first person to be like, what are you asking? And Parker might translate for me. Okay, so back in the day, you were living at Icon, right? And you were living with dudes from Icon. And you guys were all in this sort of crew together, tight knit. Do you still feel like you have that now? And is that part of the reason why you might be coming back to LA?
Excuse me. That's actually a pretty good question.
It is.
It wasn't good. I did it better.
Yeah, there it is. Translated.
Thank you for asking me to ask it again. I'm sorry.
No problem. So one thing I will say is like as your peers, like, you know, the names that I mentioned earlier, all of us have our own thing going now.
Yeah.
Whereas before we all had all the time in the world to work on this one thing. So it's not quite as easy to hit up Jaws, who has his own tour and a child, you know. It's like he's busy as fuck already.
Yeah.
It's not as easy as it used to be. But that doesn't necessarily, you know, stop me from getting inspired, because at the end of the day, I'm still putting myself in situations like this one right here, where I'm surrounding myself with people who are of like mind and of like goals, and that's really it, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know, I don't think there's a single successful businessman or businesswoman in this world that has ever gotten where they were because they just hung out with nobody, or they were just isolating. Isolating is it's something I've fallen into a couple times, where I've isolated myself from the world, thinking that so anytime someone gives you advice and you didn't ask for it, they're just talking to themselves. Yeah. Okay? And I'm talking to myself when I tell you, isolating does not fucking work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. You think it is. You think like, oh, but this and this.
Busting my ass.
You're not coming out with your best ideas. You're not. You think you are, but it's because you're living in your own echo chamber where you're just hearing your own approval. Yeah.
So did you want to ask your question, or what were you going to say?
I got a question.
Oh, we were talking about drugs and shit. Where about like you had asked me, like, because I don't do any drugs anymore if I dream, and I was trying to remember when I was like doing like a lot of heavier drugs and shit.
Yeah.
If I didn't dream at all, and I think I did sometimes, but like now most of the time I dream, but it feels like not every night sort of thing. But I imagine if you stop smoking weed, that you're going to instantly start having so many dreams
It's exactly
for a while.
what happens.
Yeah.
It's exactly what
Marijuana
happens.
absolutely messes with your ability to function a good dream.
Yeah.
Much
Or at least
much
remember
less,
it, right?
Much less even remember it.
Yeah.
Dreams are wild, man. If you really think about that shit, like they feel so real.
Oh, you're definitely entering an alternate universe.
Yeah, that's
You
got to
think
be like
so?
the
You
DMT
think
shit,
so?
right?
Part of me, man. I
Really?
mean, like when you think about exactly like you just said, DMT. This is why it sounds audacious to say like, oh, you're entering a parallel universe, but like when you consider the applications of DMT and what it's capable of, and the fact that everyone has this centralized, unified trip. It's not like with mushrooms. With mushrooms, everyone has their own trip. You have 10 people in a room on mushrooms, they're all having a different trip.
Right.
Yeah.
10 people in a room having DMT, the same amount, the same quality. It's likely they're all going to meet the same elves, which is very fucking
Yeah,
weird.
dude.
Have you done it, David?
DMT?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, can we please? We're Joe Rogan. Let's
Yes.
fucking talk about your
Yes.
DMT trip. This shit's so interesting.
I've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it
I'll,
as well.
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I've got a pretty good DMT story.
Let's go.
So after I failed at it a couple times because I was doing it the wrong way, or I was doing it with my eyes open, or with too many distractions. It's not about that. The trip happens right here. So I blindfolded myself. I put in earplugs and I just ripped it like maybe 3-4 times.
Ooh,
big.
Ooh.
And I held, and the pen started melting in my hand, and I couldn't find it, but I just somehow got that last hit in. And I remember seeing this white tunnel start to appear around my vision, which doesn't make sense because my eyes are closed. So I'm looking at this tunnel, and I start like flying through it. And as I'm flying through it in my peripherals, I see, cultures and chaos and beauty. And I'm trying to look at all of it. And then I hear this voice in the distance ahead of me, and it says, "Do not be distracted by the light. We are bringing you in. Just come closer." So I was like, okay. And so I focused on the center, and I just went hyper speed, like, and then this whirring sound, this like, sounds like a
Like a riser.
High tension movie.
yeah, like a high tension like saw riser. And I finally I reach the exit of the portal, and there they are, these giant elves like standing there draped in this like psychedelic garb that's like melting and changing shapes, and they look at each other and they kind of go, "You want to take this one?" And the one on the far left is like, "I got him." And he takes me, and we go through this journey about where he teaches me all about like how humans came to be, how wars are started, the point of everything, like literally like just the foundations of reality being
That's
taught
insane.
to me.
Jeez.
But towards the end of all this crazy shit, and the person who was watching me said that physically I was going like this. I was going, like literally experiencing all these emotions, because in 15 minutes I'm getting 1,000 lessons.
Yeah.
But towards the end of the trip, the being that was taking me around, they look at me and they say, "Do you want to know the source of all of the pain in the world?" And I said, "Yes, I want to see it." And they're like, "Okay, let's go." And then they take me to the U.S. Capitol.
What?
And then we dive underneath the U.S. Capitol. We're going through all this gravel. We're going underneath it, and then we break into this giant empty like dirt chamber where there's this massive like infinite-eyed, infinite-toothed, infinite-clawed monster just like sitting there breathing. And surrounding this monster is a flag from every nation, a flag for every ideology, any kind of ideology you can think of. The flag was surrounding it, and they were all bleeding down into this creature. And it's just living off of the hate that these ideas have against each other. And then at that moment, I've never felt such fear in my life. I was so terrified. And then the being that takes me there grabs my shoulder and says, "We need to get out of here right now before he sees you." I was like, "Oh God." So next thing I know, just flies me back to the starting point. And it's holding my face as it's setting me back into my body and says, "Do not forget everything that I taught you. Take these ideas back into the real world and try to make it a little bit better." And just sets me into my body.
Oh my God.
One of the most insane psychedelic experiences of my entire life. And I'm not like eager to do DMT again. I feel like I got the majority of what I needed out of that.
Yeah, that's what most people say after they get like a breakthrough or something.
It's not like Coke where someone's like, "Yo, can we call that guy again for the fucking 8th time?"
Yeah.
It's like, okay, one and done. I'm good. I'm hitting the pause button on this until I need some kind of
So I'm sorry. I gotta ask this question. I'm so sorry.
All right,
This shit's so interesting.
Hurry up.
Okay.
I have a question about it. It's on the same subject.
Go ahead. You go first.
So you said elf. As you named the being like an elf. Like, was it what made you say the word elf?
Oh, well, that's what they're referred to as by people who've been doing doing DMT for ages.
Okay.
Natives that discovered ayahuasca also referred to them as elf-type beings. It's not the same word.
I have heard this,
but that's what they're referred to as. So I'm not renaming them, but it does kind of stand out to call them that just based on the shape of their face. It's not a human face.
Interesting.
It's very, very odd, very elf-like.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, machine elves. Sometimes they're like small and shit. Everybody sees them. So
bonkers.
What I'm curious about is I've never done. I mean, I've smoked a weed and thought that I was tripping on shit, right? But I've never done any psychedelic, even when I was like really using heavily and other shit. So my question to you is, when you're experiencing something like this that's so crazy, and I've always wanted to ask somebody that's done it, like to your level, how real does it feel? Like, like you said you were diving through the gravel. Like, are you feeling that in your body, or does it, like, do you have any sense of like, I'm on DMT right now and everything I'm seeing is part of this DMT experience, but does it feel like real, like us talking right now? Did it feel like that at all, or were you able to kind of tell the difference?
It felt more real than us talking.
Oh my
That's
God!
crazy.
Come on.
Yeah, it's insane.
My DMT experience doesn't hold a candle to this.
You didn't hit it 4 times like the bad boy.
No,
over here.
yeah, 4 times. I was right when he said 4 times. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was difficult to do, but to further go upon your point that you're asking, you know, you don't have a body. You're no longer your body. Like like you said about the gravel part, I'm just transcending through it. It's not a matter of feeling anything. Everything that I'm feeling is on a spiritual and emotional level. It's not physical. It's very, very, very bizarre.
Thank you for sharing that. And I think it makes sense the reason why he got there, because he's done it a couple times, and like people don't ever get there. People don't get there the first time.
So I hit the DMT out of a bong, and it was on top of some weed.
Nah, that's the wrong way.
That's the wrong way.
Yeah, you can't burn it.
Man.
Okay, you have to heat it up.
Oh, I see. It's more of a vaporizer
It's better
situation.
if you put it through a pen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, because I felt like it was. I mean, it felt really crazy,
sure
but
it was
wasn't.
crazy.
It was not like that. I mean, it was like.
Oh, you'll get some kind of experience.
Oh, it was. I felt like
the
I left
room
my.
will move.
I felt like I left my body. Like I felt like my body was no longer part of my being.
Were you also drinking?
Yeah.
You might have just been, spinning.
Yeah. No, but I wasn't drunk at the time. I had like two.
Okay.
I wasn't like hammered or anything. But the like everything in the room first when it started to kick in just went like super HD. Like this camera would be the most. This camera it's ever been, like, so
the most it's ever been.
Well, no, but like so separated and itself to everything else, like so defined, and then it transitioned to everything just like looking like a kaleidoscope. Yeah, like everything just turned into was melting in. It was pretty. Wild. It wasn't that though. Yeah. So I thought maybe I blasted off, but now I know I for sure didn't.
Yeah, you've fully transcended into the DMT realm when you meet these beings.
Yeah, that's the
for some
thing.
reason. That's what I find so bizarre, and that's why I do kind of going all the way back to us talking about dreams. That's why I believe like this chemical has the it has the applications of something that is coded into everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's in everything that is alive. Anything that is alive has DMT in it, and I think it's like it's one of those things that kind of creates this energy grid that connects everyone. This belief that we are all one. I believe that it is very, very fundamentally based in reality, especially as you delve into like quantum mechanics and things of this nature. It's like we are all kind of the same thing. We all came from the same place. Who's to say that we're not? We may be physically disconnected, but that even is come into question as we get further and deeper into quantum mechanics. Like we're all made of the same thing. We're all one body. It's very interesting when you look at these. Have you ever seen those random number generators? Where I believe it was students from some Ivy League school. I forget which one, but they had this idea that humans can manipulate the universe with their minds, and so they put random number generators all over the planet to just put out random numbers. That's all they do all day. Random numbers all day, and when 9/11 happened, they all started putting out the same numbers.
What the fuck?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard something about this.
And what that would potentially mean is that when everyone caught wind of what was going on, everyone's attention went towards the same thing. Therefore, all of those random number generators were being affected by human consciousness being focused on the same thing.
That's like the two slit theory too, right? When you're like perceiving
the double slit theory.
Yeah.
Once you're perceiving it, it acts like a normal proton, but when you take the camera away, it does things that are quote unquote physically impossible.
Yeah. It's so crazy, man.
There was another study too with that same thing. There was a random spot generator where they would pick random spots in a square in a room, and once they put little baby chicks in there, the chicks would go into certain places, and then they would run the randomizer again, and the randomizer would follow the chickens, even though it had something totally separate from the little baby chicks.
And there's no good reason in what we believe, purely physical science should be that should ever happen.
Yeah.
That should not happen in a truly, traditionally believed scientific world.
Yep.
So that leads us to believe that there are things that we just simply do not understand.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That was a huge
Fucking
thing
nuts.
for me, like with The Secret. My mom showed me The Secret.
My mom too.
And I did not believe it. I was like so against it. And then there was like science that like backed that.
Manifestation, baby.
And it was manifestation, and it was like stuff like that. She was showing me this, and then I was like, oh, like it makes sense. And then after that, I started seeing like patterns of it happening.
Yeah. Oh, I see patterns of manifestation in other people's lives all the time. That's one of the biggest proving factors for me is also, you hang out with that one friend who was always, dude, this is just my luck. Shit always happens to me. It's negative, 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 negative. And their whole life is negative and spirals.
Snowball negativity.
And it's like, well, even if it's not some magical force, right, then it still stands to show that your mentality totally defines your reality.
100%.
In every way. Even if you don't believe in The Secret, it still stands the test that if you are a negative person, you're going to have a negative life.
100%.
If you're a positive person, you're having a positive life.
I think there's a logical explanation. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I think there's a logical explanation. You and I have had this conversation.
Yeah.
For like The Secret and like, so if you're not into the whimsical part of it, I think that everybody can like sort of understand it in a sense of when you're thinking about something over and over again, you're going to end up talking about it more and more to people. So let's say, like, for me, it was like, I want to make money in music. I did this. I was like, how do I make money in music?
Yeah.
And I would just tell people, anybody I met at Guitar Center or whatever, like, yeah, I'm trying to get into, doing more production stuff, getting some production work. And what happened was I started getting more production work because I was talking about it. You know what I'm saying? So even if you don't have, like, the whimsical, like, sort of sense of like there's a magic, if you're not into that, like there's a logical explanation. If you talk about something enough and you think about it, it's going to start
That's
happening.
what's so funny is that it is logical. That's the whole point, and people don't think it's logical.
The brain is a pattern-seeking machine.
Yeah.
So if you're seeking a pattern, you will see it. Like I recently bought a Mercedes.
Yeah.
Sick.
And now I see Mercedes everywhere. I see Mercedes vehicles everywhere I go now. That's not magic. That at that point, I think that's literally like, like we're saying, it's a pattern-seeking machine.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about buying an RV, next thing you know, you're seeing RVs everywhere. It's because you're looking for it now.
Totally.
I have this fascination with the number 23, quite frankly, and I was born on the 23rd. There's tons and tons and tons of it. I'm not going to sit here and go through all the lists of the different 23s.
I want to know the 23s.
There's actually an age-old belief in the 23. What's it called? Anomaly. The 23 anomaly. You can search it like this. And there's a lot of very odd things that happen that are associated with this number. But I'm not so far up my own ass that I can't be aware of the fact that I'm also seeking this number.
Totally.
I'm also looking for it.
I like that. Yeah.
And so I don't think that the number 23 is haunting me or chasing me around or guiding me. Sometimes I do. And there's little hints here and there where it's like, that's really weird. But at the end of the day, if you're creating your own reality in real time, and if you're seeking something, you will see it.
Yeah.
If you and that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. If you have this deep-rooted systemic idea in your mind that you're not good enough or that you cannot reach the goal that you are aiming for, no matter how hard you go for that shit, you are not going to get it because your true subconscious nature is unable to allow you to perceive the goals and possibilities in front of you, even if they're standing right in front of you, because deep-rooted in your mind is, I probably can't though. I'm not worth it. And you have to be able to rewire
Override
and reprogram and override that shit.
Yeah.
You have to.
There's
tons of ways to do it. some of my favorites are exercise. If you exercise, you're going to change your fucking life.
Dude, it's gigantic.
There's not
it's
a single
huge.
person.
It's pure medicine. Pure medicine.
The purest medicine of them all.
Yep.
There was a new study done recently where they found that exercise is 90% more effective than any pharmaceutical.
There we go.
Psychoactive drug.
Yeah, dude, I believe it.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
You know, just do 100
Isn't
push-ups
that
a day
funny?
and watch your fucking life change.
Dude, it's so
You'll
wild.
and then you start to develop this rapport with yourself. Like, wow, this is my 10th day in a row doing 100 push-ups.
This is what my biceps
I
feel
have
like.
control of my body. My brain now has control of my body instead of like leaning into your laziness or your what's it procrastination.
Yeah.
And now you're reprogramming your subconscious to believe that you are capable and totally in control of your body and mind. And then all of those things that seem like dreams now start to become possible realities. And you start to align yourself with the trajectory of that timeline where you're going towards exactly what you want because you prove to yourself that you can be in control of you.
Yep.
And so you have to rewire that subconscious. It's a massive part
I
of
think
it.
it's also like when you start. I personally like working out in the morning.
Me too.
So
Yeah.
when you
Me
start
too.
your
Win.
day
Gotta
with
be
a
in the morning.
challenge, yeah,
It's a big win.
if you start your day with a challenge, the rest of your day is just like chill, no matter what happens.
Cruising.
You know, you're cruising.
There's something about just doing something that's hard and making yourself do it. Just as simply put as that, like just do something difficult to start your day. It could be working out. It could be calling the person that you've been avoiding calling.
Yeah.
It's just,
Can I say something on
yeah,
that?
Yeah, go. Yeah.
You either suffer the pain of discipline or you suffer the pain of regret.
Yeah.
Those are the
Regret
two.
sounds way
Love
worse.
that.
That's it. It's either discipline or regret.
Yeah.
Because one day you're going to be 80 years old and you're going to reflect back on your life and you're going to remember, oh yeah, I spent so much time. I spent like 2,500 hours playing Apex Legends. You know, what did that do for me? And remember what I was talking about earlier? If someone
Yeah.
gives you advice, they're just talking to themselves.
Yeah.
I'm talking to
Yeah.
myself right there.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of The Excellent Show. This episode is brought to you by XLNTSound.com. If you're an EDM producer and you need some serious sounds, make sure you guys go to XLNTSound.com. They have everything you need from serum presets, project files, remakes, and even free downloads for you guys. And check out all these different testimonials that all these heavy-hitting EDM producers are saying about XLNTSound.com.
And on top of that, use code The Excellent Show at checkout to save 10% off your next purchase.
Thanks, Excellent Sound.
Let's get back to the episode.
You know what I think is kind of interesting on that too, with the whole like, maybe you guys don't have this issue as much as like I do or other people. When you talk about like you do 100 push-ups and you start exercising, you're gonna start feeling better.
Yeah.
I think there's another avenue before that, which is like self-care. Like there's a sense where people don't care enough about themselves to actually make those sort of decisions. So that's why I think we have a lot of people that are sort of struggling. Myself, like I struggle with self-care. That's 100%. Like that's why I got into like my addiction and stuff like that, is like prioritizing your health or yourself. And even though you know it's going to do these benefits, you have to care about yourself enough to be able to do that.
You have to care about your future self.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
That's what's
That's
important.
what it is.
A lot
That's
of
what it
people,
is.
they don't like that. They don't care about the future self. They're very like in their body at the moment, which that's cool too. But like you have to think about like what you're going to be like when
Absolutely,
you're 60,
Parker.
right?
It's like when people say, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. It's like,
Fuck that.
actually, contrary to your belief, you're here for a very long fucking time.
Yeah.
You're here for the most time you'll ever experience, quite frankly. So that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
And it could still be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So one way I like to live my life lately, and this is, I'm always, as you go up this hill of self-development and making the best version of yourself, it's a never-ending cycle. It's pushing a rock up a hill. It's a very old Greek mythological way of approaching it. I forget the exact names
Origin,
of it, but where you're
There's
the
that
symbol
guy.
of the
Yeah.
guy pushing the rock up the hill.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
life. That's what life is. Because people think that they're gonna push the rock up to this point and then now I can relax.
Yeah.
It's never like that. You are going to push a rock up a hill for the rest of your life.
Especially
You have
if
to
you're an
learn
artist.
But yes, exactly. And you have to learn how to enjoy that.
Yeah.
If you can't learn how to enjoy the pain, then pain is gonna enjoy you.
Yep. Yeah.
Damn.
I'm trying to get into the
Fucking
cold
one-liners for
plunges.
days.
I know,
dude.
bro.
I love them. I love them.
I'm trying to get into the cold plunges. I don't know about you guys,
I tried
but
it.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's really hard, man.
Talk about starting your day with something hard. That shit is fucking. You feel. You're
yeah.
like literally high after it.
Yeah.
And I went into a proper one for the first time recently. It is fucking difficult.
Yep.
I'm just doing cold showers, dude, and it hurts. It just hurts.
But it's not so much for the physical; it's for your mind
100%.
saying, "I can stay here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to die. Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but I can push through it and just experience it, and then just breathing, Wim Hof, breathe.
You being in
Yeah.
control. You
push
being in
through
control
it,
of you. You
and then
can
next
stay
thing
there.
you know, you're sitting in there. You're like, "Oh shit, I forgot I was taking a shower."
Yeah.
It's ice cold water, and the next thing you know, you have control over your mind and body.
Yeah.
For the rest of the day.
Wild,
Yeah,
man.
for the rest
And
of the day.
tomorrow comes, and then you have to find it. You have to
do
keep
it
pushing
again.
that rock up the hill.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Fuck
I'm
you
not-
guys. I'm just trying to go to the gym, bro. Fucking jumping in ice and shit. Jesus Christ.
It's so hard, man.
Oh man, that's great.
Oh yeah. I mean, I like to test myself physically all
That's
the time.
awesome.
Like I do. Sometimes I'll run barefoot in rocks, and I
Yeah.
know I'm a little bit extreme for some of that stuff. And I'm not necessarily saying you're not gonna get anywhere in life. You don't fucking run around in the rocks barefoot with zero water. You have to set yourself on fire too. You know, like I'm not saying that. I'm
Yeah.
saying that you have to challenge yourself in some way. I think the death of society will be comfort. I
Yeah.
think the death of many people's dreams is comfort.
100%.
Because we're all just looking for the most comfortable, easiest way, and in a world where comfort and ease is given you it's given to you in every aspect of life now.
Yeah.
You can literally, we used to have to go stab an animal and then carry it 20 miles back to our cave. Now you just pull out your little piece of glass and plastic that was made by some poor child slave.
Yep.
And just tap around for a little bit. Why isn't it here yet? I want my Subway. And you,
Yeah.
Is that conducive for a life that's going anywhere? I don't think so, personally. Especially if you really lean into it, you gotta do stuff.
Well,
man.
everything you just described, what it does is it stunts growth. And what's the point of doing anything if you aren't always looking to improve and always looking to grow? Like that's the whole point. You have to
That's the
always.
whole point of
that's,
life.
That's the whole point. You have to improve. You have to want to get better. You have to grow. That's like that should be your goal for the next day, every single day of your life. And all these things that you're describing.
If
is
you're
just
1% better than you were yesterday, then
win.
you're doing it right.
That's a W.
That's
I'm
a
trying to
huge
get
W.
shredded like David is.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get shredded
I'm
like
not
you.
even there yet.
David's
I'm
been
working
going
on
Wait
it.
a second.
hard, man.
I'm working on it.
Speaking about shredded, I have to bring this up because this is a very important point that I wanted to talk to David about.
Okay.
Do it.
All right. All right.
Listen. So we do this thing of who's the hottest guy in EDM, right?
Yeah.
And not by hot, like who's like doing the biggest, like who's the hottest dude in EDM, right?
Yep.
And
Speaking of
we all have
shredded.
our tops. So you're feel free to answer if you want, but I my top was Diplo, right? I think Diplo's a very hot
Yep.
man. He's a good looking man, dude. It's fine, right?
Yep.
Dude, you're up there. You're a hot dude. How does that feel? Ladies love David.
Yep.
Bro. And men.
I mean, that is true.
I would say top three.
I
would
I
say
put
top
you in my top three, bro.
For sure.
I don't know if you beat Diplo, but bro, you're
It's fine. It's fine. He's the dad of EDM.
yeah.
It's fine.
He's like Harrison Ford, dude.
We got
Shit.
an audience member saying that you definitely beat Diplo.
Yeah, I know.
But
I get
she's,
it.
she's a little bit biased. She's a little bit biased.
Biased for years, though.
What was that?
Told you about this.
She's been biased for years.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't even know what to say about my physical. Honestly,
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but you're a beautiful boy, and
That's
we
what
want to
we're
know who's
saying.
the hottest guy in EDM to you.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Who's a cutesy wootsy?
Fuck yeah. What a good sport. dude.
Honestly,
Let's go.
you ever seen Johnny when he gives that joyride when he gives
yeah.
that real big smile?
Yeah.
Oh, when he smiles.
It's heartwarming.
He is.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's just a
I like
great.
that.
he's just a great fucking dude.
Yeah.
I love that
He's
guy.
a little hottie.
Because you're working on yourself. It looks like you're in good shape and shit. You're shredded.
Yeah.
Parsons trying to get shredded. Is inspired by you.
Yep.
I wanted
Right on,
to.
man. That's fucking awesome. And you know what? That means more to me than like a compliment. When you say that you're adjusting your life because, dude, I see you doing that. It's like that's exactly how it happened for me. I saw other people changing their life. It's like if they can, I can. It goes back to like when
Jaws
we were
days.
talking about Jaws.
Yeah.
If he can, I can. You know, like inspiring people is just. That's one of my favorite things. Like the amount of people who slide in my DMs to say like, dude, some of the stuff that you've been saying lately, putting me on this path of a better life, and I feel better than I have in years. And
Crazy.
It's like, that means more to me than
doing it for
anything,
yourself.
Really, than doing it for myself. Yes, exactly.
That's awesome. So sick.
It inspires me to continue living that way, and this creates this chain reaction of people changing their lives and becoming better people. And the more people we have in this world that are operating at their optimal performance, the better world we're going to have.
100%.
Absolutely.
I totally agree with
so
that.
with you haven't just been working out, you've also stopped drinking, stopped doing any drugs for how long now?
It'll be 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Congrats, bro.
But I mean, I've done this as a test of my discipline, and I've proven to myself that discipline. So I may be ending that early just because I've proven to myself that I have control. Because that's the whole reason I did it, was because I thought, all right, I'm drinking at every single show. Do I need this? And for the first couple shows where I didn't drink, it did feel a little bit weird.
I could imagine.
Because alcohol is such a dopamine driver. So you're overloading on dopamine when you're drinking and performing at the same time. People are hyping you up, and you're hosting this massive party for all these people. Your dopamine is through the fucking roof. And so when you get back to your hotel room and wake up the next day, that's where people get post-party depression. And a lot of artists that struggle with mental health is because they're pushing their dopamine receptors way past baseline. They're going through the fucking roof, and the higher you go past baseline, the lower it plummets below your original baseline. So that's where you get that depression, because people don't have any dopamine at the end of this phenomenal experience. You go from this room full of thousands of people that love you, and you're drunk and you're having the time of your life, to just hotel room.
Yeah.
My flight leaves in 1 hour, and I've slept for 1 hour. And sleep is important too. So you have no sleep, you're hungover, you're all the people that love you, they all went home.
Yeah.
And now you're just on your own on a plane. And that's where a lot of that depression comes from. You have to control that.
I think
especially
as
after
artists,
doing it for years too, right?
Well, as
you've been doing it
artists-
for a long time.
Yeah. Frank, as artists, like all of us, like we all have very high highs and very low lows because we're creative, we're emotional, and I think like a goal to kind of control that is to shorten it, like to compress it, throw a compressor on our emotions, you know what I'm saying? And just be a little bit more calm.
Stoicism, my friend.
Yeah, it's very hard, man. It's very hard. You get so excited for a show, and then after it's like you're back to a normal day, or
I feel
it's
that
crazy.
I feel that a lot lately because I'm obviously not playing shows as often as you. So when I do play a show, it is through the fucking roof.
Because you want to celebrate that shit. You want to enjoy it to its absolute peak.
Exactly.
You want to experience every single second at its maximal output.
Exactly.
And that's I'm not bashing the fact that people want to do that. It's like a natural thing that humans do, because we want to. That a lot of us think that the key to life is to be happy, right? And we want to be as happy as possible at all times. But I actually argue the opposite. I think that the hardest parts of life are what make it the best. That's what you, in order to create the happiest life you'll ever have, you have to go through your darkest times. And I think anyone who has a pair of ears and eyes can obviously, interpret that for themselves. Tell me a time that one of your hardest times actually ended up being one of the best things that ever happened to you.
I think I could talk about like my drug addiction. I was like addicted to Oxycontin and heroin and shit. And I think
that's hardcore,
Yep.
by the way.
Yep.
Because Oxycontin is...
Yeah, Oxy's worse than heroin. Cookie and Oxy's
that's
worse
insane.
than heroin.
Scary. It's scary.
And I remember I was living in Bakersfield with my aunt, who had like a nice like dope house. Like she was like, I was like, I need to get the fuck out of LA. I'm just gonna go to Bakersfield. And they're pretty like well off and shit. So I was like, I'm just gonna go live with her. I was like working for my family's business. I got fired because I started taking pills and shit again. And I was like nodding off at work. I remember just like being in this terrible place, and I was like, I just need to get sober. So I called a friend and I was like, hey man, I got nothing. Like I had been sober before that. And I was like, I just need to get to a place where I can try to get sober. And he's like, dude, just come stay on my couch. I'll help you. And the only job that I had at the time was Toys R Us.
No
right?
way.
Nice.
So I had a job at
crazy.
Toys R Us, and I transferred from the Bakersfield Toys R Us to the one in Thousand Oaks. And all I wanted to do was to be able to like buy coffee every day like my friend did. He would go to Starbucks every day. And at that point, I think going through that, my friend was also working at Guitar Center, the one that like took me in. Then I was like, hey, I can go work for Guitar Center too, maybe. And so I got out of Toys R Us and I went to Guitar Center.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, bro. And I remember just being like I'm so grateful for that, because the appreciation that I just had to have that sort of like bottom sense of like, I just, and then after I started getting like sober and doing better, then I realized I was like, hey, like I was supposed to be like a musician. I wanted to be in a band. I wanted to do music.
Oh,
like,
wow.
What, and it's like going through that specifically taught me that, especially like when it comes to like, if you're hardcore addicted to something, people always have a hard time understanding why somebody would keep doing the same thing over and over again. But if you're into something that's really, really heavy or that's physically on you, what you're going to do is it becomes like a survival method. So I'd say, David, if you don't have food and you have no ability to get food, you're going to go steal food. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're going to do what you need to get food.
Absolutely.
And I think learning that also in like my addiction dark point was also like, well, hey, like if you apply that same sort of what's the word I'm thinking
Rhetoric.
of? Yeah, like, but with something positive that you like in your life, you're going to be able to do that. Because I had to find, for me, it was, I got to find $40 every day to get fucking to get at least one oxy. And if I don't, I'm going to be sick. You know what I mean? So.
And you were great at getting $40.
I was great at it, bro. I'd go through my dad's change. I'd be like, yo, my dad's got change over here. I got when I was working at Toys R Us when I was getting fucked up, I somehow got a Best Buy credit card.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interject.
No, I know it's a long story.
You're getting fucked up and working.
Oh
at
yeah.
Toys R Us.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
So you're
bro.
just
Of all places.
You're telling me you were just like strung out, being like, "Here's a Buzz Lightyear toy."
I got even. I mean, I tell you after the pod, but like, I got even more stories of jobs that I worked that were like, I was like literally snorting drugs underneath like my desk at like.
Are you trying to evade some legal issues by telling me?
No, I mean, I don't want it to be all about Danny's. I'll tell you after, because I just don't want to be the one that's talking the whole time.
Yeah,
but I'd be happy to tell you. But
Sure.
it's really funny. But anyway, so back to the Toys R Us story. So one thing I did creatively was like, I have no money. I have no ability to get money. I'm not getting paid for like another week or something from Toys R Us. So I found out that I could get a Best Buy credit card somehow. And I was like, fuck credit. Who cares? Like, I'll figure that out one day when I'm rich. And I fucking got a Best Buy credit card. And I went and I bought an Xbox. And then I took that Xbox directly over to GameStop. And I didn't give a fuck. As long as I got $60, I'm like, I'll pay for it later.
Oh my
So I would use that credit
gosh.
card, max it out to the max that I could, and then take that item and go sell it, instead of like trying to like, oh, like if I wait a couple days, I might be able to get more for it on eBay. No, fuck that. I need this shit now. And I would take it straight
Wow.
So just like, I mean, that's like that sort of creative thinking in a sense, or like that sort of drive could
Obsessive.
really, and you've seen me get obsessive about certain things that are positive.
A lot of things.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
Minecraft.
Sure.
So that dark hole actually taught you how to drive towards things that you truly want.
100%.
So crazy.
And it made me also kind of believe in, like, even though I didn't believe in myself, I did believe in the ability that I was like, well, if I was able to kind of do this shit every day, and then I was able to stop doing it too, that's even crazier.
And now look at what you guys have built together. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
What's the percentage of like people that survive like addictions? It's really low. I think it's like 2% or something.
Yeah, there's
No
like,
shit.
Yeah,
it's
that
really,
low.
really
it's
low.
the relapse.
Oh,
like,
it's the
rate,
relapse. Yeah.
Because they get off of it, right? And then their tolerance lowers. And
Yeah,
then
I
they go back to
relapsed.
the...
I relapsed several times
Really?
before I actually like got sober. Yeah.
Did you go to rehab?
Yes.
You did?
Multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing about like the statistic thing, they would tell us that in AA, but that always fucked with me, because I'm like, you know what? Like, I don't want to be known as like, that doesn't make me have hope. Like, I'm like, it's a statistic. I'm like, that statistic is not just like, hey, you're probably not going to make it. It's more so like, same thing, if I stop working at something, right, I'm not going to be able to get good at it or get better at it. And it's the same thing with music. Well, if I give up doing music, or if I give up at least trying to get sober, then I'm never going to get sober. So that in my mind, I was able to kind of like be like, nah, I'm not fucking with that. I'm just going to be like, hey, if I don't stop trying to get sober, then eventually I'll get sober, hopefully. And even if I fucked up today, like, I could still go and get sober,
pick
you know?
back up.
Totally.
Yeah.
You
As
have that skill
As long
now.
as your heart's beating, you can keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
As long as
That's
you don't
so
give
sick.
up. So, yeah, I'm super cool.
Yeah, I think that is the
So
hardest
humble,
thing.
too.
Yeah, I'm really humble. I need a lot of encouragement.
You're like
dude.
the most humble guy
Yeah.
ever, dude.
Yeah.
You should hear us on a regular basis.
Bro, you
we
have
got
no idea.
affirmations for
I need
days,
affirmations bad,
dude.
bro. I
Me
talked about
too.
it in therapy. Do you go to therapy at all? Have you ever done it?
I have done it. I've done it.
I feel
and,
like you'd be like a good like therapy would be dope for you because you're very insightful.
I personally have found therapy to have downsides as well.
Sure.
I've had experiences where I was in therapy and and I had gotten things to a really good place in my life through my own action.
Yeah.
Right. And then I'm in a really good place now, and I would tell my therapist, like, yeah, like everything is going really well. And they would be like, are you sure?
Oh
And
God.
it's like, yeah, actually, there are some problems. Wait a second, you just made me see a problem where there wasn't any, you
Right.
know? And like, well, maybe it's some deep-rooted stuff that you needed to handle. No, I didn't, because I was doing just fine. And now, and take Robin Williams, for example. He was in therapy the whole time.
Yeah.
This man was well-loved by everyone. He had his family. He had his wealth. He had this legacy of being this man that was just loved by everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took himself out. And he was in therapy the whole time. Now, part of me is led to believe that maybe somewhere in in those therapy sessions, he was finding problems where there weren't any. Because if you're a therapist and you're making, $200,000 a year off of Robin Williams being your client, why would you ever tell him, you know what, you're in a
business
really good
transaction.
place, you can go.
Yeah.
Job security.
And so,
Absolutely.
and I'm not saying all therapists are like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
There's certainly some good ones because
Yeah.
I've gone to two, and the other one was wonderful for that exact reason because I had the same thing happen where I reached a point in my life where I was like, things are going really well, and they're like, well, you know my number. Call me whenever you need me, but for now, I don't think we need to put anything else on the books. And that's where I saw therapy as being a good thing. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying therapy is a bad thing. I'm saying that whenever for-profit comes into
Sure.
the conclusion
Yep.
or into the circumstance, you must consider the motives of the human that's speaking to you.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes they are for profit and sometimes they are for you.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to identify that correctly.
Yeah.
Otherwise you end up in a situation where you're spending all this money, you think you're solving your problems, but someone's just putting new problems in your head.
Yeah, and then you off yourself like Robin.
Yeah, these things happen.
I heard recently, like in therapy, I've never been to therapy, but like the goal for
I can tell.
therapy,
Oh God.
hell yeah.
This guy.
No, the goal for therapy is to stop going to therapy. So
Exactly.
maybe you did
Precisely.
have a bad therapist for the whatever time that was, and then the one that was just like, call me when you need me. That was like
Yes.
a good therapist.
I'm glad that I got to experience the good and the bad to
Yeah.
have that perception, to understand that like it. But furthermore, one thing that I learned from is who better to be your therapist than someone who loves and knows you and isn't going to charge you.
My mom is my therapist.
Precisely, same here. I hit up my parents for advice all the time.
Me too,
It's something to consider because we push the idea that you must use a therapist in order to fix your life, especially in Western culture, all the time. And I don't think that's entirely true. I think that there are people in your life who love and adore you and will absolutely stick their neck out for you if you just ask.
Yeah.
But
It's
we
the
gotta
asking
we gotta
part.
remember though. We
that's
gotta
the hard part, right?
we have to
You'd
remember.
rather ask a stranger than to show your weakness to someone that you love and
But-
respect. But
we got to remember, we're very fortunate to have
Yeah.
our parents
Yep.
to talk to
Yep.
and to have there. A lot of people, they don't have that relationship with them, or like they're gone, like something like that, where they
course.
need somebody.
of course, but that's just an example, right? Like a close friend. I at this point in my life, I'd rather go to a very close friend than pay someone
Me too.
to listen
Yeah.
to me.
Me too.
Someone who literally knows nothing about me and they're just going to analyze my entire life based off of a 1-hour interaction. I'd rather have that conversation with someone who has, been through the gutters with me and seen
Totally.
me at my lowest and my highest and everything in between, who knows me inside and out as an individual, not a sale. And so
Yeah.
that's something that I think is worth considering. Now that this is going out to a lot of people, it's important to note that like some people, therapy is absolutely the solution for you.
Yep.
It's for some people,
Yeah.
but it's not for everyone.
Nothing's
just like
for
college,
everyone,
just
yeah.
like college. It's for some people, but it's advertised as being for everyone. It's not for everyone. It's for some.
Very true.
College, I feel like, is more of a business. Like
It is 100% a business with a full monopoly on it as well, and,
Yes.
and it's backed by the government at the same time. And we've got people walking around with $100,000 of student loan debt, and they can barely get a job at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Insanity.
So,
Insanity.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something to consider. It, like, you know.
When you said you went to you go to your friends for obviously advice and stuff, did you have any issues when you started really blowing up, dealing with any like sort of like sort of fair weather friends?
Yes men?
Yeah.
Yes, man.
What a great question.
And
Dan.
did you,
Great
are you
question.
able to like to kind of seek that out or sort of kind of be able to tell right away with people, you know, as far as who you bring into your inner
Identifying
circle?
their intentions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten pretty good at that. And you know, I'm not. It's not bad per se to have someone be like, dude, you're kicking ass, and
Gassing you up. Yeah.
gassing you up. I mean, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I'm not really. I'm not anti someone who is being kind to me. But it does kind of alleviate some of the authenticity, because if you show someone a song, like I've done this before, where like I make a mediocre song.
This is great. This is awesome.
It's okay, it's average, and I'm like, let's see real quick. Hey, what do you think of the song? Dude, that shit's fire. That's awesome. And I'm like, really? You think so? All right. Duly noted. Duly noted.
Dude, me and Danny go through this all the time. There's a button over here. It's called the producer button, and all it does is it lights up when you touch it, and it's to decipher what version somebody likes better. So you say, hey, do you like this version? And you hit the button, and then, or this one, you turn it off. And then if they say, oh, I like the first one better, it's like, you know that they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Or they have demoitis or
don't,
something.
I don't fully understand.
The button isn't actually toggling anything. It's
Yeah.
not changing the version. It's just a light on and light off.
Oh, so it's almost like a little bit of a placebo, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's how you decipher if they're like too in the mode,
Yeah.
or if they're full of shit. If it's
Yeah.
like they're usually not full of shit and, they're just in demoitis.
Someone might argue, well, isn't that manipulative? And it's like, yeah, but I'm using
Yes.
manipulation to find the manipulative people.
Yes,
You know?
but that's usually what Danny says to me, because I'm the one hitting the button, and Danny's like, dude, don't do that, man.
I got
It's like,
mad at him because he did it to me and I didn't catch it one
Yeah.
time. Because
And
usually
you
I'm
didn't
good at
catch
catching it.
But,
Gotcha.
But my whole thing was you learn from what they're saying about the version. You know, if it matters, like, oh, did you hear the low cut, or did you hear the compressor I put on? Because if they don't, it's not important. So that's usually why I'm hitting the button, to see if it's important or not.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I love
It's
it.
just like the same thing with like turning on and off like a plug-in in Ableton or something like that and not telling somebody. I mean, that's how it happens with me and Parker.
Yeah.
I'll be like, no, dude, it needs this. And if he does it to me, which it's rare that because I'm pretty good at being able, I have good ears when it comes to like, I can hear differences. But he caught me this one time, you motherfucker. And ever since then, I'm like, don't ever do that to me again.
Yep.
You could do it to clients, whatever. Not to me, though.
Can I switch lanes?
Yeah, let's
quickly?
switch gears.
Yeah.
Oh, just switch gears. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Are we
Switch
camera
gears.
good?
So I know you go to Burning Man like almost every year, right?
Actually, I didn't go for quite a period of time just because touring took off.
Yeah.
But I've been 3 times now. The most recent time was when I found out that I will never not go ever again.
Okay. So perfect thing to bring up. I've never been. So for me and any viewers who haven't been, I've heard from everybody that it's unbelievable, but it's also extremely taxing and really hard to do and get through. And I'm just curious, like any things you got out of that experience that you brought with you into other aspects of your life that it affected you in a positive way. Like how did that experience positively affect other parts of your life?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah, it did. Absolutely. So Burning Man will absolutely test you.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not one of these festivals where at the end of the night you go back to your hotel and you're all comfy. It's not one of those.
Yeah.
You're likely going to be put into a lot of uncomfortable situations mentally and physically. Whether that be like I was pedaling an e-bike. It was an e-trike, but the battery died. So I had to just huff it, and I also had 2 people on the back. And we're 15 miles away from camp. 'Cause this Burning Man's huge.
15
It's
miles.
Massive. It's massive.
15 miles.
It
It's a
spans
city.
across the whole
God.
desert. So I'm 15 miles away, and the sun is coming up, and I was fucked up, obviously.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, well, we got to get going. Everyone's leaving. So just for 15 miles through dust storms, just huffing it. Now, a lot of
Miserable.
people look at this exactly and they say miserable. For me, I was like, for every pedal I do, I'm getting that much more mentally tough and that much physically tougher. And I was just
Wow.
like leaning into that fact.
Wow.
And there's tons of situations where you'll be tested like that.
Those bikes are harder than the normal bike,
When
too.
the battery's
Yeah,
dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when the batteries are
Charge
dead, they
on
just
it.
don't go.
Oh, it weighs like fucking at least 80 pounds by itself.
Jeez.
So you throw 120 here and 140 here, and then you all the stuff underneath, and then yourself, and then just I push through that.
Jesus.
But Burning Man is one of the most beautiful and iconic experiences I've ever had in my entire life. It's changed my life multiple times. Every time I go to Burning Man, my life changes for the better. Literally
Wow.
every time.
So cool.
And so I highly recommend that everyone do it at least once. It's harder to do now that it's a bit more invite only because they tried to downsize it because the influencers of the world were kind of ruining the essence of what it means to Burning Man. It's
Diplo's
not,
fault. It was Diplo's fault, right?
Still hot as fuck, but it might have been Diplo's fault.
But at the end of the day, it still is what it is, and I think it's a little piece of planet Earth all put into one area. You'll see every kind of person you can imagine. You see lawyers, doctors, monks, you name it. They're there.
Really?
And,
Wow.
and it's just a bunch of people doing what they are great at for free in front of everyone. It's really, really interesting in that fact and that aspect. And the bonds that you develop with people, they're just on a different level because you know that the person that is standing in front of you is also ballsy enough to be doing what you're doing. And you start to develop this kind of like subconscious respect for each other because it's like we both said fuck it.
Yeah.
And just came out here. Yeah, we took a dent in the wallet. We took a dent in the body, take a dent in the brain. But we're out here, you know?
Yeah.
Did
Fucking
you
doing it.
What were the gifts that you participated in during Burning Man? I don't know if you guys know about the whole gift thing in Burning Man. You know,
Like the barter system.
there's
situation?
there's
no money.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't usually money doesn't come into play. There's some areas where people use money, usually like drug dealers and stuff.
Oh, okay, well,
Like,
that makes
they're like,
sense.
yeah, I'm out here for Burning Man, but you got to pay for that weed.
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh,
that kind
man.
of vibe. But that's pretty rare. That's pretty rare. But frankly, like with the gifts I had a lot of sunglasses. Because that's something
Yeah.
people want at Burning Man. Like when the sun starts rising,
Sure.
because everyone stays up. It's like Burning Man's alive the whole time, but the time to be alive at Burning Man is at night, and then you stay up all the way as the sun rises. And when the sun's rising, like there's some beautiful moments there. I really connected with my my manager Megan Huffman while I was at Burning Man, and the sun was rising, and we were just dancing as the sun came up, and there was just these moments where I was like, I fucking love you, and it really deepened our bond and our connection with each other in a way that I don't think other festivals have the ability to. Just because of like what I was talking about earlier, that subconscious respect for each other. Like, damn, you're badass. You came out here just fucking, you're roughing it and huffing it in the fucking desert with me, you know? And there's something really special to be said about that.
That's awesome.
What's the strategy on sleeping? Like,
Yeah, right.
when do you get the sleep
Get
in?
an RV. Get an RV. Don't do it without an RV.
But like what time? I'm saying like what time? Like do you sleep at
dude,
like 6 a.m.?
Like 1 p.m.
Oh, okay.
I go to bed at
love
1
that.
p.m. I become nocturnal at Burning Man.
That's amazing.
I'll pop out once, maybe twice in the day to like say hi to people or something. But for the most part, I am sleeping until the sun goes down.
Really?
Fully nocturnal.
I mean, it's like
Wow.
EDC. When we go to EDC, it's like we're all going home at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And then we're sleeping, and then everyone goes on the fucking
You don't
bus.
even text each other till 5 p.m.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. I think that's how we have your shoes, by the way.
My shoes?
Was because of EDC.
Oh,
Yeah.
We weren't supposed to tell him.
Yeah, you do still have my shoes.
I didn't say anything. I didn't reveal anything, Danny. It's not a surprise. He knows. He knows they're here.
David,
Yeah.
please don't take your shoes back.
All right. I've said like 12 times now. I've told Danny Kim, I was like, dude, just keep them.
We have plans for your shoes. That's
Yes,
why.
we got
okay?
plans for your
Alright.
shoes.
So
we can't
I
tell
can't
you.
tell you what it is. It's nothing crazy, but it's just like, you know, we like to.
Well, this is a first. I've never heard that.
I thought
We have
that was your
plans
chest set.
for your shoes.
Yeah.
It's not a fetish thing. Trust me.
No.
It's okay.
Well,
Nothing
now I'm kinda
dangerous.
let down. All right.
Speaking of your items, so last time that you were here, I think Parker told me it was your birthday, and I was like, sick, it's David, and you guys are going out. And
This is really embarrassing.
And I was like, hey, David, like, have a good birthday. And I think you were, like, really nice. And you're like, thanks, man. And then Parker goes out with you. And then I find out later that it wasn't your birthday. It was somebody else's birthday.
Yeah.
But the chess set was left there and your shoes. And we were like, oh, these are Ghastly shoes. These are sick. We should hold on to these.
Yeah.
And the chess set I thought was yours, but it actually ended up being
It's
Kevin's.
Kevin's,
yeah.
So we didn't get a chance to talk about your new obsession of chess. We talked about it a little bit before. What is your stance on the Magnus Carlsen and I forget the other guy? Do you think that there were anal beads involved? Do you think he cheated? Do you think Magnus Carlsen's the shit? Tell me about your chess love.
Yes.
Fuck. Anal beads.
Yes.
You didn't hear the anal bead thing?
Oh, it's a big
how
thing.
they were cheating.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard
Yes.
about that.
I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
anything about
It
this.
was so they were using an anal bead to speak in Morse code to tell people the best possible move
Yeah.
in a chess game.
Are you fucking
Yes.
kidding me?
So
Not
that-
at all.
And it was an
Is it
AI.
real?
This is
Yes.
what
Is it
really
AI?
happened.
An AI was playing chess for this person. And
Yeah.
Through an anal bead was vibrating the best move.
yes.
Oh
Now-
my god!
Welcome to the future, Frank.
Frank.
Holy shit!
And
Incredible
the only,
technology.
Amazing time.
The only reason he got caught was because he played Magnus Carlsen, and Magnus was just like, "This is impossible." The way that he beat me.
The algorithms
That-
and the choices that
he's
he
like,
did.
This was an AI that beat me because
He
like
knew.
he went back into every step of the game and he was like, this is impossible. Like, he did this move and this doesn't make any sense. No human would place this piece right here.
That's what's so interesting about chess is you can tell when a human or a robot is playing.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
there are calculations that are done by a robot that are just so far beyond human comprehension. And you can start to identify it, especially when your elo starts to surpass 200 or 2000. You start to become very aware of like, okay, that is not a human's decision.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's very,
It's
very-
like it's like predicting like instead of like 3 or 4 moves ahead, it's predicting like
it's
15
predicting
or
the
20.
entire game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fucking
thousands.
nuts.
And this-
Holy shit!
This guy Magnus Carlsen is like the world's best of. Some people say
He's-
the greatest of all
and he
time.
got beat.
Yeah.
He's the
Yes.
Mozart of chess at this point.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he got beat by like this 19-year-old kid.
Oh, this
That,
fucker.
but well, sorry.
What a
To be frank, I don't think
fucker.
they never confirmed. They think that he was cheating because they ran like an algorithm. The anal beads was a thought as a possibility of how he could have cheated because I think they do get scanned with metal detectors and stuff like that
Yeah.
to check. But which is super creative, and I absolutely love that. Makes me everybody
I gotta give
just-
points for creativity
Yeah.
on the anal bead that
So,
vibrates with AI.
I got a question. What do you think, what piece of the chess set was the anal bead shaped as?
Wait, what?
No,
Definitely
it's
the
not.
queen.
Yeah.
Was
I try to go for
it
more
had to be the
obscure,
queen.
yeah.
But frankly, the bishop is the most phallic. So
Yeah,
I
that's
was-
true. The rook would be
my
tough.
God.
The rook would be
that
a
would
little
be
bit
hard.
too cylindrical.
So, do you know what your ELO score is, or like you have a goal as far as where you're trying to get with it?
Right now, I'm varying between about 800 and 1,000.
Damn.
Which is decent
Yeah.
for just getting into chess in like late December. I'm by no means incredible at it, but I've certainly become a much better chess player than I ever thought I would be. Yeah, I just want to veer off. It's about the same thing, but I find it so weird that I got into chess when I did, and that chess suddenly like it's. This is why I believe all humans are connected. Out of nowhere, like a mass swath of the population suddenly love chess.
Yeah.
And I remember the moment that I decided I wanted to get into chess. It wasn't because it's something I saw.
Yeah.
I was literally sitting on a plane. I was about to watch downloaded YouTube videos while I was in the sky. And out of fucking nowhere, I'm like, I want to learn how to play chess. And I was just like, and I thought to myself, like, that's a new thought. Like, that's pretty novel of me. Why the fuck would I want to play chess? And I was like, I don't know. Just get into it. I downloaded this shitty random, like, 3D chess app, and I'm like, what the fuck's a stalemate? I'm winning. I didn't understand what was going on. But then I found out, like, oh, yeah, chess is blowing up. And my nephew's like, hey, have you been playing chess lately? I'm like, what the fuck? How come we all decided that we like chess? We all decided randomly at the same time.
Yeah.
This is the shit. I found that very odd.
It happened with
I wonder
golf
if
too.
that-
Golf.
It did happen.
It happened
Yeah.
after COVID with golf. It was
I wonder if
crazy.
it has anything to do with the Queen's Gambit. Just a thought.
Sure. It definitely it definitely helped. I think so.
Yeah.
But I even watched the Queen's Gambit, and I was like, like a year or two ago, and I was like, oh, this is cool. Never touched a board.
Really?
Didn't
Okay.
care. Didn't. I
didn't touch
liked
it either,
the
but I
show.
loved it.
Liked the show.
Love
Didn't
the
touch
show.
the game.
Same. I'd never.
So it was just out of nowhere. I find that very odd.
I
So
I
cool.
think that one of the things that I love about people the most, like if I meet somebody, is like finding out like the nerdiest thing that they're into.
Yeah.
Not that chess is nerdy, but just like, so what do they nerd
Chess
out
is
on?
nerdy.
Yeah, it's
Like,
super nerdy.
I go hard on
anime is nerdy.
Yeah.
Music production is even nerdy. as
Yeah,
fuck,
sure.
you know?
Yeah. That's
Well, you
all
know
that-
what's crazy right now is it's pickleball. Pickleball
Yeah,
is
apparently
coming
that's
out
supposed
of
to be
nowhere.
fun.
Have you played it?
No, I've
Dude,
never played
It
it.
is
News to me.
Yo,
I've never heard of
yo,
pickleball.
it is so much fun.
But I'll
Podcast
beat you at
pickleball?
it. I'll beat you
Never
at it.
played it,
Frank.
and you'll beat me at it.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah, dude, I'm
absolutely.
athletic,
We'll
dude.
smoke
You
your
don't
ass.
I will. I
I'm
don't know
here
how to
for
play.
the ass smoking.
Yeah, I don't know how to play, but dude, everybody and their sister is talking about pickleball
Yeah,
right
pickleball
now.
is pretty cool right now. But that's just so interesting how you could just, like, I love the fact that it just came into your head and you're like, I'm gonna get into chess. I don't know why, but you went with it, and I love that.
The best
shit.
thing about chess that I've experienced so far is it totally changes the way that you approach life.
Really? How
That's
so?
what everyone says.
Absolutely.
That's what everyone who plays it a lot
Because
says.
when you first start playing chess, you're thinking in one move segments.
Right.
You're thinking, oh, he's doing that, so I'm going to do this. He's doing this, so I'm going to do this. So you're only thinking one move ahead. And then you start realizing that's how you lose. You have to be thinking, okay, when I do this, this, takes, and then checkmate. So you start developing plans instead of just, like the same way that you would play a normal start to end video game. Like when
Right.
you play Mario, you go from one end of the screen to the other, and that's the normal way that people live their life.
Right.
They go from the beginning to the end without ever making any real plans in between. So chess flips that on its head, and you are now making plans. You're orienting your pieces for the best possible outcome. And I've noticed that in everything I do now. Now, when I make a decision, I sit there and I thoroughly take time to assess all possible outcomes, not to the point of insanity, but to the point where I actually gave it time for my brain to manifest the best possible outcome from that perception with that skill level. So there's a lot of beauty in chess, and some philosopher said not all artists are chess players, but all chess players are artists. And there's,
I like that.
there's-
Me too.
It is absolutely an art form, and it's a battle of the brains that I don't think is very easy to find these days. Like if you play a battle royale, for instance, that's mostly RNG. That's
Yeah.
mostly RNG because if you and another person drop in the same area, you open 2 loot crates, and he gets an M4 and you get a frag grenade, who's going to win? It's going to be the guy that got the M4. There was no 50-50 challenge there.
Yeah.
So with chess, it's always 50-50.
It's all on you.
It's about 49.9 for black and about
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and about
Whatever.
math opposite math number for
Wait, why is that? Why is that? I don't know.
because white gets the first
White gets
move.
the first move.
White can kind of
okay.
determine how the game is played, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they get full control. So it's as 50-50 as it fucking gets outside of like a physical fight.
So with that, I've always had this thought experiment because I don't know if I like. I mean, maybe I would if I did it with somebody that taught me. I don't know if I would be into chess per se, but I think one of the things that I've thought of is my thought experiment is you know how to play chess pretty good. At least you said you know how to play chess, right?
Oh, 50.1. It would be 50.1.
That we did it. Yeah. Is it good?
We're good.
Okay. So my thought and experiment would be if I sat down to play you chess and let's say that you were white and I was black and every single move that you made, I just did the exact same thing across the board, what would
You'll
happen?
lose.
I will lose?
You'll lose.
Because you have the advantage of being the first person to
Well,
play?
it comes down to like if you copy every one of my moves, eventually I'm gonna give you a check, and once you give someone a check, you don't get to do exactly what I did because now you're in check. I'm forcing you to respond to this.
I thought I was smart. I thought I figured out that.
A lot of people have thought that.
I
I
was
thought
like,
the same
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I thought the same thing.
What?
So I would originally, when I very first started playing with people online, I would just copy their moves, and then that's exactly what happened. They put me in a check, and now I have to respond differently. Now
Right.
I'm in a worse position, and they're taking advantage of it.
But did that help you learn it a little bit? Kind of, because I feel
A
like that
little
might
bit.
help. Like if you
a
just
little bit.
like
That-
remaking songs helps me learn and be better at
Exactly.
production. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like watching Magnus Carlsen or Hikaru Nakamura play games is going to make you better. Following how they do openings is going to make you play better. The same way that you would listen to a well-produced song and say, "Oh my gosh, that kick drum is very chocolatey and smooth, and that really complements this house style," versus having a punchy kick that I'm used to.
Right.
So you start to mimic, and then mimicry becomes authenticity. And so you start to chocolatey.
Chocolatey.
Chocolatey
I
is
like that
important
too.
for kicks.
I like
kicks
that.
got to be chocolatey and smooth.
I like that.
So you taste kicks, right?
Yes.
Essentially.
Synesthestobias or whatever.
Yep, synesthete.
He tastes sounds.
Love it.
It's not entirely tasting it. That's just a descriptor
Yeah,
that
yeah,
I love
yeah,
to
yeah,
use.
yeah.
I'm not like, oh, milk chocolate kicks. Oh, so good. It's not like that. But I do find the word chocolatey to have this kind of presupposition to smoothness.
Yeah.
So that's just
Nice and nice. I can imagine when you say a chocolate kick. I'm like, I know. What he's talking
got
about.
it.
Yeah,
I got you.
Hershey's-
Here's
a
4
Hershey's
chocolate
kick.
cookies.
I got it right away. I got it right away.
Yep.
It makes so much sense.
Isn't that weird?
First person to describe a kick drum like that, but I'm down.
You can already hear it in your head.
Me and Parker have this. I don't know if other people like do this, but you know, we've been producing together for a while now and working together. So we both have the same sort of mindset where we'd be like working on like a house track and I'd be like, dude, we need a really dumb kick. And I'd be like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck's a dumb kick? Like
Yep.
it's just a dumb kick.
I
It's
don't-
just kind
I
of
don't know.
it's just like a tech house kick would be like almost like a dumb kick. It's kind
Where
of like
you would like never.
Unconventional.
yeah. It's a little like
You would never pick it in like a regular session, but like it's house
the-
music.
yeah.
Now let's just put it in there.
or
you know, like
or a bear. I call them bear kicks. I don't know why.
you used to call them bear kicks all the time.
But, yeah, but they're kind of but bear kicks are like to me are like kicks that sort of like if you were to look at the audio of them, like they're really aggressive, but they're like hardcore like
They're
trap
hairy.
kicks. Yeah, they're cut off completely. That's
Yeah.
like a Carmack kit. Remember
Exactly.
I think that's where it came
Carmack.
out.
Would a hairy
Yeah.
kick have a lot of like high end in it, or
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I like
that's
that.
what I think. Yeah.
Yeah, bear kick is just like boom, like it's punching the fucking.
I remember the
speaker.
bear kick.
Yeah, there's a
It
couple
was
bear
Carmack.
kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bears are big and scary.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
I've heard that.
I don't
I've
know
heard
why.
that somewhere.
Yeah.
I have a question. I've been asking this to every guest for my benefit and the viewers' benefit. When you're dealing with aggressive, like terrible writer's block, what are your methods to get over it?
Chess helps.
Okay.
Dope.
Something.
Wow.
So don't. A lot of people try to push through it and just fight through it. Well, I would say at least open up the program for 18 minutes. Just mess around for a little bit and stop judging yourself so fucking harshly all the time
It's
and let
hard.
yourself have some fun. It is hard
It's
because
hard.
you want to write the song that's going to change your life, but that's not how you write that song. That is the opposite. It's the opposite of the way to write the song that's going to change your life because as anyone, well, I believe anyone can agree with me on this that has done well with music, is the songs that are the best that you've written were written in the spirit of joy, fun, relaxation,
Yes.
and just doing it on a whim. Like I've written some absolute fire by sampling a fart. And because I was fucking around. I wasn't being serious. I wasn't. And when you add a serious context to it, you start looking at it like I have to make a song like this, and it has to be like that. You're applying restriction to an art form that is free.
Yeah.
And that's the
I
opposite.
love that, man.
I'm so guilty of this.
Love it.
I'm so guilty of this.
Yeah, we all want it to be good.
Yeah.
a lot of
through your virtue of wanting it to be great, you make it less than.
Yeah.
It's all like that. The less you want something, more likely it'll come to you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you know what? I'm not really interested in girls, and then, oh god, this girl's perfect for me in every way. And it's like
Literally happened
but
to
you
me.
spent
Yeah.
7 months looking for the right one, and they were all toxic and
Yeah.
horrible succubi.
Been
and
there.
and then exactly. But the second you stop looking, oh wow, you're perfect. What the fuck?
Don't squeeze the soap, dude.
Don't
Okay.
squeeze the soap.
a really good exercise when you're like writing that I've found is like try to write the stupidest song ever.
Like
that
fun,
you've ever made. No, just like try to make the stupidest drop or try to make the stupidest whatever. And then whatever you come up with usually comes out to be like pretty cool because you're trying to make it stupid. You know?
I got a few for this. What you're saying is so good. It's so true. You absolutely. You just got to give zero fucks and have fun. Another way is to remix something that you really like, and really just have fun with it and remix something that's already popular. And by the end of the session, you may very possibly have a great original song tucked into it. You didn't even realize that you just needed that inspiration. So that's one method. And one that really helps me also, if you have a track that there's some kind of potential in there, you can feel it in the audio. This sounds so good. There's something missing. Yeah. One of the best things that I've ever done is to export the stems, group them specifically, like what sounds great. Okay, the drums can all just be one stem, and then stem it out, and then just approach it like a remix.
Ooh, I like that.
Approach it like a remix, and it changes the whole
That's
song.
a big one.
That's a good little nugger.
That's a huge nug right there.
I've never heard that one, and I fucking love it.
Man.
It really works, man.
That's fucking cool.
My song that I put out for my Gengar project, Necromancer, which is the most streamed song. It's 1.1 million at this point.
Congrats, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Huge.
That song, the original version of it, is exactly where I was saying. I was like, man, this sounds good, but there's something missing. And then I tried that method. I just stemmed it all out. And then next thing I knew, I had this excellent little chop on the drop where the vocals like, and I was like, I would have never done that if it was still in midis.
That's so cool.
Fucking
once
awesome.
it was an audio
It
tracks,
could be
I was
like a commitment thing, like you're
It is
so
a commitment.
scared to
You're
like
scared
change
to do that.
something or like
it's like when you flatten a MIDI.
Yeah, I
You're
fucking
like,
hate that.
I love
it's
that.
Stuck like that forever. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, you have to. You just save a new project, export all the stems into it, and just approach it like a remix. You're gonna have way more fun with it because it's all in audio. And in my opinion, when it comes to audio production, an audio format of the sound is going to be so much easier to manipulate than the
100%.
MIDI version.
It is. Yeah.
So
MIDI's always
true.
going to have latency
There's
too.
latency, there's
clicks
issues, and then Ableton might crash sometimes because you're running so much up on the CPU.
Yeah.
There's tons of different issues that can come with it, but once it's all bare and down to its actual essence of just audio, it becomes this like free for all. You can do whatever you want. You start doing things you would have never thought of.
So cool.
Yeah, audio I think takes a minute to get into to start producing with because it's a little intimidating because when you're working with MIDI, you can see all the lines and stuff. So it's like you can be like, oh, something goes here and it goes here. But I think when you're doing audio, it's a little intimidating at first. But I've definitely found the same thing. And I'm actually curious to ask you this, David. If you felt like are there any parts, as far as like you as an overall music producer, that you feel like you want to be better at? Like, is there any specific things that like maybe you feel like, man, I wish I was better at, maybe like I feel like my mixing is, obviously it's good, but like I really want that to be better. Do you feel that about any of your stuff? Or are you just kind of more I just enjoy doing it and I don't think about that?
I think it's the latter.
Yeah.
I'm aware that I'm not the best producer in the world, and in order to attain that title, you probably have never even been heard of because you're some savant that lives in a basement that's
probably.
making absolutely
So true.
S-tier music, and no one's ever gonna hear it. I know of some people like this, and it's really bizarre to me. But being aware of your inadequacies is one thing, but it's to focus on that. I feel like can stop you.
Sure.
So here's for example, you said mixing. Something that I like to do is, and Jaws actually taught me this, is to just write off of the laptop speakers. Just focus entirely on the idea first.
Ooh.
Because when you focus on the quality of the mixing as you're coming up with the idea, you're kind of laying down the asphalt and painting it at the same time. You got to do one and then the other. And so when you actually just focus entirely on the idea first, you're like, oh my God, if this sounds this sick off the laptop speakers, imagine when it's mixed.
Yeah.
And so now you're handling one project at a time because it's called a project. When you work on a project, you have to work on it one part at a time. You don't go straight to
good point.
mastering. If you go straight to mastering, then it's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You need to get some chords in here.
That's so huge, especially for everybody
Project.
at home that doesn't have a studio and they're just on their laptop. Like that.
If you can get a good idea coming off of laptop speakers, it's gonna fucking bump. Just wait just get the idea out there and then mix it and then master.
Yeah. one of our guys that works
and then
for
remix
us.
it.
Yeah, then remix it. One of the guys that works for us always has a blown speaker, always on their laptop, just
Who?
because Diego.
Oh, his speaker's blown?
His speaker's blown on the left
just
side.
knows it.
And that's what he's doing because he doesn't have speakers or he can't get loud or whatever, but he's on it and it works.
Also,
you know, are yours blown too?
I'll start ideas on my laptop speakers all the time.
One of the
All
coolest
the time.
one of the coolest things I've seen is that kid Diego is his space bar where because he hits his thumb in the same point every time. Like
Yep.
I've broken my space bar plenty of times with the Mac. It literally has a wear in it where his thumb goes.
Yep.
Now he might just have fucking greasy pizza fingers and shit. But to me, it's like when I think about like a guitar, like I play guitar and shit, and when you start seeing that thumb wear on the back of the
Oh,
neck,
yeah.
that's sick. You know what I'm saying? Like you're wearing down your space bar from producing so much. Like that's
Yeah,
dope.
man. Yeah, my cock pump has a similar.
Let's go. Hey, everyone, I just wanted to take 15 seconds to let you know that Excellent Sound is running a limited time bundle for their most highly anticipated and sought after production suites, Gorilla and Redacted, with over 400 multi-genre Serum presets, 50 custom wavetables, and 6 of our most coveted Ableton Project File remakes. This is the perfect suite for any producer out there that wants to make genre-bending music. And guys, I literally use these sounds in every single one of my sessions. It's over 5 gigabytes of content. It's a no-brainer. Use code EXCELLENTBUNDLE at checkout to save now.
I got another question.
Yeah.
If that's cool.
Yeah.
How the journey of separating the super heavy Gengar stuff and the Ghastly stuff. How refreshing has that been? What are the benefits you've seen out of it? Is just compartmentalizing the two different stories you want to tell? How has that been? Like,
Utterly liberating, quite frankly,
cool.
because with Ghastly, I had quite an eclectic catalog of songs. You
Yep.
know, like I first became known for Bass House, and then my next biggest song was We Might Fall, which was future bass, and then after that, I had Psycho with Moonboy, which was like just full on tear out screaming dubstep, and so. While I was creating songs that people liked listening to, I was also creating a little bit of a problem for myself without even having the foresight of it, which is when you go to McDonald's, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a cheeseburger. Now, if McDonald's started selling fucking sushi, you'd be like, what the hell is this? You're confused. Because humans love when they know exactly what they're getting themselves into. This is something that my agent Steve Gordon brought up to me. It's such a great fucking point. And this is all coming back to what you're talking about.
yeah, no, I'm with you.
When you close your eyes and you think about a Dead Mouse set, you can hear it, you can see it, you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. When you close your eyes and think of an Millennium set, when you close your eyes and you think of an Excision set, you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
And then he said, now close your eyes and think of a Ghastly set.
Wow.
And I was like, fuck, there's a little bit of everything in there, isn't there? And that's where I realized I was like, I need to create some kind of separation because I love all styles of EDM.
Yeah.
I love making all of it because I come from a death metal background, but I also love juicy, beautiful chords with a beautiful melody on top. And I'm like, well, how do I combine all this? And I was like, oh, I combine it by separating it. and so I took everything that I learned from the Ghastly brand and I utilized it in the Gengar brand. I was like, all right, this is the face of it, this is the story, this is the sound, and this is what you're getting every single time with a little bit of a twist of my own nature, adding the video game concept and the interactive concept and all this. And now Gengar is just, I'm very, very grateful for where it's at right now for being a brand new project. I'm super grateful to see it, starting to take off in its own right. I no longer consider it a side project. It's just another project.
That's awesome.
Cool.
I feel like
awesome.
the execution of it was
Fucking
immaculate,
on
dude.
point.
Like
Thank you.
when I saw you at Academy, like introducing Gengar with the whole video game thing. Academy has like LEDs like all on the walls, and when the Game Boy thing came out, it was insane. People were freaking out. They were looking around like, oh, there's something happening over there. Oh, there's Ash Ketchum. Like it was crazy.
That
And
was
then-
not Ash Ketchum. That was me.
That was you.
Yeah, they can't use that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No C and Ds.
There's an H in Gengar, by the way, because it's an original word.
Ghengar.
Yeah.
Ghengar, yes.
Get it straight.
And then you come out like on stage, like it's so sick. Like,
I was there.
So cool,
Yeah, I remember
dude.
you guys were there. I appreciate you guys being there.
It was fucking sick.
Yeah. So that's something that I would absolutely recommend to any artist is to like make sure you know what your story is and make sure. And coming back to what Steve Gordon told me, close your eyes and can you close your eyes and see and hear exactly what the audience would be getting themselves into? If you can execute that, you are executing a brand, and now you have a consistent concept that is being pushed out into the world and it's being received for exactly what it is. There's no confusion about it. When you start mixing too many things into one project, it starts to become like, kind of the Cheesecake Factory of a project. It's like they have everything, and to the point where people don't like going to Cheesecake Factory. It's like, what the fuck do I get? Do I get the salami and pasta, or do I get a birthday cake, or do I get a steak, or do I get sushi? You don't know because everything's there. And I believe that's called analysis paralysis when you start to have too many options. That's why In-N-Out is so successful.
Yes, no hot dogs.
Yeah, just yeah, that's got to be it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but literally, and they have their secret menu items, little flares here and there, but
Animal style.
yeah, exactly.
Do you know what the Frying Dutchman is?
Flying
In-N-Out?
Dutchman.
Frying.
No, it's the Flying Dutchman. That, from my
I don't
understanding.
know, dude.
I'm from LA.
Oh, so you know.
Born and raised. It's
Okay,
called the
sorry.
Flying Dutchman.
I'm an East Coaster.
He's got you.
Okay. Do you know what it is? What is it?
It's like a fucking, I don't know what it is. Doesn't even know. I know it's like a bunch of meat patties and shit like that. There's like,
No,
it's
dude,
like three patties or some shit
all
like that.
it is a patty with cheese on it.
So I was
and
right.
That's it, and nothing else. And you get it as a joke for like your friend. Oh, you want the Frying Dutchman?
Flying.
And then
I've got one recommendation for the secret In-N-Out menu.
tell
I
me.
was educated about. It's you can get your fries well done.
Yes.
You
all,
have
every
to.
time.
Crispy fries.
Every
the
time.
best.
Bro, I thought everyone knew that.
Extra well.
I just learned this in the
it's
last couple
so
months.
good.
Really?
I did not
It's
know about
so
it.
good.
The problem is that In-N-Out, I think fries used to be cooked enough, and then something along the line, I think they actually started going down a little bit with their fry cooking.
They're not great.
You got to get it well done to
Yeah.
get that old style. To me, it's
Yeah.
old
I don't
style
like
In-N-Out.
soggy fries.
Crispy.
Yeah.
You like soggy fries?
No,
No,
I
he
don't.
doesn't. Yeah.
No, I
I was
don't.
about to insult you in a million
right?
ways. All right.
I get extra well, baby. I'll eat them like chips.
Yeah,
I
me
get
too.
a little
fuck.
crispy.
Dude, I
little crisp.
I bring them home. I get them well done at In-N-Out, then I bring them home and then put them in the air fryer.
Dude, that's dope.
too much.
That's
That's too
another-
much time,
that's
dude.
commitment.
If you're
Yeah.
poor too, one thing I used to do when I was like fucked up on drugs is I would get free Lay's potato chips from work, and I would take those potato chips and you just open them up and you go ahead and put a little packet of ketchup. Now you're eating French fries, dude. Same fucking thing.
Okay.
It's delicious.
Did you shake it up?
No, you just go a little
No,
dip of ketchup.
no.
It's French fries, dude.
No,
It's delicious.
okay. No.
David likes it. I could tell. He's into it. David, please up my back, please.
He can, because fucking what?
Yeah, potato chips and ketchup sounds kind of weird to me. I've never.
It's the
tried
same
it.
thing.
Is
It's
it?
fried potato and ketchup.
But
It is kind of the same thing.
You're making a valid point. It's just it's very novel to my ears, so I'm not exactly sure.
Potatoes.
Well, when you guys are on
I gotta
drugs
try
one day.
it to deny. I gotta try it to deny it.
Yes.
I gotta try it to deny it.
So speaking of brand, I actually wanted to talk to you about this. One of the things that when I was I had people that I would say are mentors to me essentially when I was really trying to start doing music, and your name was always brought up about the way that you branded yourself, and it wouldn't bother me that it was you, but it would bother me that everybody was focusing so much on like the brand aspect of it.
The
You
B
have
word.
You have a very strong brand, and it wasn't until Parker and I started doing stuff together, and I stopped thinking about the brand, and I just started trying to incorporate things that I just liked. Right? I'm like, oh, I like fucking around, and you know what? Like, I want to do tutorials, and I want to do this type of music or whatever. That it started to come together, and like, I think and then it finally clicked, like, why I think your brand is so strong is because it seems like it's everything that you're genuinely into.
yes, sir.
You love reptiles, right? You love video games that are not associated with other companies.
Yep.
And I think that is so cool. And I don't know if that was that something that you thought about, or was it just something you just did like just organically and it became this? Because your brand is so strong, bro.
It's huge.
I appreciate
I
that.
really like admire that. Like, obviously, I love your production, but that's definitely one thing. And people used you as examples to tell me, like, look at Ghastly, like, look how strong his brand is. You know, is that something that you really like put thought into, or you just let it be sort of organically genuine?
I really do believe that a lot of that came from growing up in the time period where, like, when I was 13, MySpace came out, right? And
Yeah.
so you started to see people kind of become their own brands, which is very
True.
odd because now kids have their own brands, and you know, like there's kids in school who are focused on their Instagram numbers now. So everyone's starting to develop their own brands, but it's a bit more toxic.
Yeah,
at this
for
point.
sure.
Yeah.
Back then it was a bit more authentic. So when I had my first MySpace page, I was like, we were doing code. We were actually doing, you know.
Oh, yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah.
legitimate
HTML,
source
yeah.
coding,
Yeah.
You know, a href equals colon img src. You know, all these things. That was something that. So I was creating the brand of my MySpace page, and I was like, here's how I present myself. Starting to get an idea of like the way something looks matters as much as it sounds when it comes to music in this modern age. But that's been true for a long time too. Look at Kiss. Do you think Kiss would have been the icons they were if they didn't put on face
Absolutely
paint?
No
No way.
shot.
No
No
way.
shot.
No shot.
No way.
So some people will say, "Oh, those are gimmicks and blah blah blah." I hate that. I'm a true-blooded musician. And it's like, okay, if you're a true-blooded musician, why don't you call up Prince and bag on him for his
Yeah.
style? Why don't you call up David Bowie and bag on him for his style? Their styles helped define their music because they were in continuity and context with what they were presenting physically and audio wise. So I've had an understanding of this for a while. And so when I started to have Ghastly turn into a thing, at first I was like, I'm not sure. I'm not totally sure what I am, but people are starting to listen to me, so I better fucking figure it out. And then I realized Ghastly was very commonly associated with things of a ghoulish nature. So I was like, okay, ghosts are cool. I don't see anyone, particularly leaning too much into the ghost branding. So I was like, yeah, I'll do ghost stuff. And that was just like a starting point. But what I came to find worked the best was just being fucking authentic.
Yeah, man.
Being your truest self. And so I started saying, you know what? I want to tell people my story. I want to tell people, about who I am as a person in the same breath as the sounds that I want to make. And then I started that for a little while there. I was doing a series called Deleting Random Facts, where I would post some fucked up, crazy story that happened to me, and then I'd delete it the next day. And people
Wow.
Brilliant.
started really enjoying it.
Wow.
People started like,
That's so
They were
cool.
like, "Whoa, I love these stories. I look forward to them." And then I screenshot them because I know you're gonna delete them. And I didn't even realize how well this was doing for my brand at the time because I wasn't focused on that. I was focused on being authentic with my fan base.
Yeah.
And I think that will speak to people much more. It also humanizes you. It also connects them to you at a point that, when you look at a rapper and you see them living this lavish lifestyle, or any kind of artist where they're living this lavish, all, balls to the wall lifestyle, it's hard to connect to that.
Yeah,
It's easy.
is.
It's easy to envy it, but it's hard to connect to it. And that's something that I think a lot of people can learn from is if you really want to connect with your audience, prove that you're one of them. Unless your intentions are disingenuous and you actually don't like EDM at that point, then I think you're
You're in trouble.
You're a social chameleon who's
Yeah.
just vying for
Get outta
points.
here.
Yeah. It's not really the end goal. The end goal for me is to make the world a little bit better than I found it. And one of the ways I've found that works for me in that aspect is to just be as authentic as possible. Seeing people connect and see that it's possible. Having people tell me like, dude, your story proves to me that I can do something great with my life. That is me succeeding in my goal. And my goal was never to make the best branding possible. It was just to be authentic. So through authenticity, you create incredible branding.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, a lot of people try to like pretend or like I really like this, and it's like they don't really like it.
You can tell.
You know?
People can tell
You could totally
automatically.
tell. Like with the reptile thing. Like I grew up with reptiles. I had like a gecko and snakes and stuff, and
Nice.
that's like what connected me when I heard your music at first. I was like, oh, this is like reptile music, you know? Like, and that's what got me. So I
Snake
see
Man.
that all the time.
I love that.
I wanted to say I love that Gengar is not like a secret. Like Gengar is you. It's another part.
It's not a hidden persona. Or
Yes.
something like
Yeah,
that.
I love
It would have
that.
been
Thank-
pretty fucking obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like thank God. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's so cool that you are both people at the same time, because I know so many artists that they don't feel like they can do that, you know, and they have to keep this other thing like a secret,
Yeah.
or you know, because it's their guilty pleasure or
Well,
whatever.
It's also you know it's a tried and true method for branding. It's a tried and true method. Whenever you see, you know, like what blew Marshmallow up the most at first was the fact that nobody knew who it was. It was
Yeah.
this big mystery.
Yeah.
Of course, the music had to blow up in order for people to give a fuck.
Yeah.
But having that essence of
Cemented it.
mysteriousness, it added to the brand. And a lot of people have, you know, they've played into those same cards. You know, it's nothing original has ever been done since the caveman. Nothing original. has-
nothing's ever original anymore.
Nothing is new. Nothing
Yeah,
is new. It's all how you do it. And so people they see something work, and so they try to attempt it. But I think the biggest flaw is they try to recreate it exactly.
That's the
Because
problem.
That's the problem. When you try to do the exact same thing, like remember when there was like 4 or 5 food DJs right after Marshmallow?
Oh my
There
god.
was
Yes.
like 4 or 5.
Yes.
There was Popsicle was one, and there was a couple others.
Yeah.
And it's like, you guys, this already happened. You gotta do it in your
There's
own
a new one
way.
actually,
Pickle.
watermelon.
Oh yes,
Oh,
watermelon.
or whatever
there's,
the hell
there's
that
a pickle
is.
too.
There's pickle.
Pickle's
and
kind of sick. I
watermelon,
like pickle.
You know? Yes.
I tell people when I'm nothing I make is ever truly original. All I'm trying to do is seamlessly incorporate everything I've ever loved in music into one thing in my own way.
Yeah,
That's all I'm trying
exactly,
to do. That's all I'm trying to
exactly.
do.
Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like with the Gengar branding, I'm not the first person to put a scary mask on
No.
and do music. That's been done. It's been
Yeah.
done by Guar. It's been done by tons of artists. We go on and on and on. Bloody Beetroots. They were wearing those cool like almost Spider-Man masks.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you're
The
right.
white and black ones?
I
Yeah,
forgot
those
about
are
Bloody
cool.
Beetroots.
So I knew I wasn't the first person to wear a mask. So I was like, how can I make this uniquely my own? It was like a light up mask. Okay, that's been done. But how can I truly make it my own? I was like, I've never seen a mask that fogs up in the middle of a set. Is there any way to execute that? And so figuring that out, that added a little bit of my own unique flair to it. And I also was 100% involved in the actual shape and style of the whole design.
That's so
Um,
cool.
So it's very important to take inspiration, but then also use your own creativity on top of that inspiration. Because whenever
Exactly.
you copy, it comes off as disingenuous, and this all comes back to the authenticity thing that I'm saying. So I authentically created that brand through exactly what I wanted, as far as the way it looks and the way it sounds, but simultaneously being inspired by things that led me to that.
What was the steps in like creating the mask? Did you have like a bunch of different ideas and then you gave it to these people to like create, and then you kind of like formulated it? Was there like 3D printing? Like, was it? It's got to be a crazy like thing to go through, right? I mean,
Yeah, making the mask was a multi-month process for sure. First, you have to come up with the base core concept of it, right? And I knew I wanted it to be scary, but since I was a kid, I've always drawn scary eyeballs and teeth. Like that's something that if you look at any of my artwork because before I became a musician, I came to a crossroads where I was a tattoo artist or I could go on tour with my band one more time. And I was like, and then I went with the band. But before the band, I was drawing teeth and eyes. So this was something that I
I didn't know you
naturally
did tattoos. That's so sick.
I'm okay. But
I'll let you tattoo me
she's
right
got,
now.
She's got a heart on her leg right now that I gave her.
Oh, that's
real
so
quick.
cool.
Yeah,
You
well,
have told me something about this in the past.
yeah.
I
That's
think.
crazy.
So and so I authentically like scary eyes and teeth. That wasn't something that I contrived. That was something I genuinely liked.
Yeah.
So I started off with some basic ideas of some drawings, and then I went to a company called Replicant Lab. Absolute legends.
Wow.
Shout out Replicant Lab. And they worked with me on it, and then we would sit on a screen share and be like, adjust this, let's do this, thinking symmetry wise, getting it just right. And then that was where the first iteration of it came from, was from that 3D printing, and then, you know, using a VR headset to kind of strap it to the back, because I didn't want to do a helmet. I did not want to be in a box. And, you know, I got nothing but respect for anyone who has a box or anything that surrounds their entire head.
Barely alive.
Yeah, he's got a fan in there. He's got a full on AC vent.
Yeah, he let me look in there. It's like, it's serious.
Yeah, they're really marvels of creation, because there's so much work that goes into them, but it's a lot of extra effort for the performance versus, you know, the ease of performing. So you're giving up some of the joy of, you know, just being a free human body that can move around, to having this very expensive thing on you, so you can't go too crazy, you know. You don't want to fucking you break it, then you're just.
And it's got to be even more difficult, right? Because the Gengar project is the more aggressive, more crazy, more heavy project, where you would normally want to go more crazy, but you're wearing a crazy mask, so you can't go as crazy.
We've gotten it to the point where the VR aspect of the strap that's on the back of my head is now really fucking fastened onto my skull, so I can go full on now and just like headbang.
Let's go.
So, but that was with time. That was with time, and you work on a project, and it becomes more. It becomes easier to execute because you've continuously been living with this thing. It becomes a part of you. What were we talking about?
It's like the Matrix,
We're
dude.
talking about-
You're like
about the
plugged
process of
in
making
the
the
back.
Yeah.
I have a question, and this could be completely trivial, and if you don't want to comment on it, that's totally cool. I'm just curious as to your outlook on this, because it's been a really hot topic.
Oh, yeah.
And it's circling back to transparency, which is going to create longevity, which is going to naturally create a stronger brand, blah, blah, blah. How did you feel about... I won't name the artist, even though everyone knows it.
Just say it. Who gives a shit?
Okay, fine. About Notlo ripping demo tracks from sample packs and releasing them on super coveted labels.
Notlo, they did that one with Chami's label, didn't they?
No. So Notlo did you follow this at all?
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, I'll just lay it out for you really quick. So I guess Notlo's an experimental bass artist. She has releases on Deadbeats and Wakan. And essentially, my most educated guess, the tracks that she released on both those labels were almost identical to the demo tracks of a experimental bass sample pack. And it was slightly different, like barely different. So what I think she did is, you know, they make construction kits and sample packs. A lot of the times the loops from the construction kits match the demo track for the sample pack. And she kind of just took these stems that were already used for the demo track, threw them into Ableton, layered them, said it was her song, put it out on two pretty large labels in our world. And I was just curious, like, what your stance on that would be.
I mean,
you don't have to.
I'm happy to answer it. I just take a moment to think.
Yeah, cool.
Was it a project file, Frank, or was it? Or do you know if they had project files with them by chance, or no?
I'm not sure. I just know that the whole construction kit thing is my educated guess on what exactly what happened. But I just know that the tracks were like 90%, 85% identical to the demo track of those sample packs.
So I'm not incredibly familiar with this situation, so take my word for whatever it is. But I don't personally think there's anything wrong with taking inspiration from a construction kit. Now, when it sounds extremely identical, it's unfortunate that some people will move forward with it because you're going to be heard. Like with my song "Crank It" with Miha, there was a sample in there, a sample bass, and I threw it in there as a reference.
Yeah.
But Sonny really liked it. So I'm like, well, I don't want to fucking change it now. I don't want to, you're like, oh, well, so I left it as is. And it was one of those debatable points where like the entire song around is totally different, but that bass was a sample. Now, don't get me wrong. it's unfortunate whenever whenever it feels like something. And this all comes back to authenticity,
That's what
right?
I'm saying.
That's why we like art, is because it seems to be an authentic expression of someone else, and we can connect to that. So for her, that felt like the song that she was hearing, and this is if all of this is accurate. Once again, I'm not totally familiar with this.
I promise it is. Yeah.
Okay. And she most certainly resonated with that sound. Now, the only flaw in the decision-making process was to not adjust it to make it entirely hers. I don't think there's anything wrong with taking a construction kit and manipulating it to your personal style. You know?
That's what it's for.
That's exactly what it's for. That's
Yeah.
what samples are for.
Yeah.
It's literally. And if you're going to bash on that, then you clearly don't like any art, because all art is intimidation of other art.
100%.
Yeah.
All of it. All of it. Since the caveman, you know? They were the first ones to take poop and smear it on the wall and draw a shape, and then we've just been copying them since then.
Yep.
It's
just
ki-
using different
putting-
different mediums.
Putting shit
Yeah.
on the laptops.
it's also kind of like a way to collaborate too with that
sure.
artist.
So I don't think what she did is a unforgivable crime, right? Should still be given a chance. You took a risk, and it may have gotten you some muddy water, but you could still swim out of it. You could still make yourself into whatever you want to be. You can fuck up and still pick yourself up and change it. And, you know, that's a lesson she'll either live with for the rest of her life or learn from sooner than later. And that would be my take on it.
Cool.
She definitely got people talking about her.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Crazy
Here we are.
exposure.
All publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
That's what they say, but I think that's arguable in modern culture.
So, David, I want to ask you, what's the craziest like DJ fail that you've had, or like what's the craziest show you've had? Because I've
Where I
heard a
almost
couple.
died?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I've
want
had
to
a
know
few of
about
those.
that. I want to
Yeah.
know about that.
Okay, I've got a few. You want to hear about the fireball that I almost became?
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Fire's cool.
So Jaws and I had just written that song "Ghosts and Sharks," and we put out as a collab. And he was playing at the same festival as me, so I was gonna go and jump up during our song. And my manager at the time, Mo, leans in. He's like, and he says something. I can't tell exactly what he said, but to me, it sounded like, "Yo, this is gonna be fire, bro." And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it, you know. And so Jaws is playing the song, and the part comes on, and I get up on the stage, and it's coming up to the build up, and right at the build up, I'm like, I'm gonna jump off the front, and so I run and I jump, and then this huge ball of fire just, and it all just comes up right underneath me. I feel it on my balls, bro. Like I can feel the heat of
my
it.
God.
But
Damn.
I jumped far enough to where I got over it.
Oh my
So
God.
what Mo had said to me was, I'm gonna tell them to use all of the pyro.
Oh my God.
All of the fires.
All of the fire. Shit. I had no idea that was gonna happen. You know?
Oh no.
So you jumped through the flame?
I
Like,
jumped through the flame. There's
is
a
there
video
fo-
of it.
oh,
There's a
God,
video
we gotta
of it.
get
Talk
that.
about
so
yeah,
fucking
It
dope.
goes
surprise.
right under my ass. If I had jumped a little lower or a little bit less far or something like that,
Dead.
Dude, well, maybe not dead, but
like,
definitely
Not you wouldn't look the
Oh,
same.
man.
You would, yeah, exactly.
I was expecting like embarrassment or something, but like it's death.
Yeah.
Death and fire.
No, there's a couple times, like what was it? I think it was Lucky where I was I was Lucky back in the day, and I was drinking a lot before the show. Because,
Yeah.
that's just how we were.
Yeah.
And I just got here. I'm trying to party. you
Yeah,
know?
man.
And I went up on the stage for a song, and I didn't realize that it was about a 10, maybe 12-foot drop from how high this stage was. And when I saw, and I hadn't looked down, I didn't know. So
Yeah.
I just came up on the stage. And so when I saw it, I saw how steep that fall was. I also started to lean into it. And so on the
Yeah.
buildup, I realized, oh, fuck, I'm either going to fall off of this stage and either get handicapped or dead.
Holy
or
shit.
I have to step on the mixer. This is where my foot is going to go. It's the only place I can go. I can't
Oh, so
turn
it's
at this
right on
point.
the edge.
So I have to choose. Yes, I'm right on the edge. And I'm
Damn.
like, I had to make a decision. Potentially ruin the show or die.
Yeah.
And so I was like, fuck it. And so I leaned back over and right on the drop.
Oh man.
I was like, oh, I'm sorry. It was either die motherfucker, fuck that up. So I had to be selfish right there, you guys.
Oh, man.
my God.
I'm
Did
sure
you
they
get
would
on the mic?
appreciate that.
Did you get on the mic and say that?
I did. I did. I said,
I've seen him say some fucking shit on the mic. It's
Oh, he's
so
good
awesome.
on the mic.
Yeah.
I love how
You're great on the mic.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you, my
really
friend. I
good.
appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, I love how like when people fuck up too, like when we saw Grimes at EDC, who clearly did not know really how to DJ that well. And every time she fucked up, everyone was like, "Yeah!" Like
They were
people love to see
cheering.
people fuck up because we're humans. You know what I'm saying? Like most people, especially in EDM, are pretty like. Hey, it's cool.
There's
Supportive.
forgiveness in there. Yeah, I absolutely agree. People will beat themselves up if they do one thing slightly wrong, but people are actually much more forgiving of that than we give them credit for.
It is.
Yeah.
It's true. It's
There
true.
are obviously the elitists in the crowd like, wow.
Yeah, the
You know,
DJs
like-
that aren't
Yeah.
doing
I thought
shit.
you were professional.
Of course, but the grand majority are like, dude, it's cool. We're in a human experience, and humans
Yeah.
are imperfect, and we fuck up sometimes. And seeing that live kind of gives you that moment of humbleness between you and the audience,
Yeah.
where it's like, oh yeah, you're just a person.
That's right.
I don't remember exactly what you said, but I was at UBW. It was the first festival back post COVID.
Yeah.
And I don't remember exactly what you said on the mic, but I remember you said it, and everyone in the crowd loved it. Everyone I was with commented on you saying it. He was like, "Look around at your friends. Look around at your family. We're all having a great time. Make sure you love each other. We're all made of the same crazy stardust," or like some shit
Fuck
like
yeah,
that.
let's
Right? Something
go.
like
That's
that.
so
Right?
sick.
It was like similar to that. I can't nail it, obviously. But everyone in the crowd was like, "Wow, he's fucking great."
You know, my favorite thing that I saw from you doing live is when you brought your little nephew up on stage.
That was awesome.
That's
I have a
huge,
nephew
yeah.
too, and
Yeah.
like I got to bring him to the studio, and he was all like shy to touch the CDJs, but he likes marshmallow and shit, and it was
that's
just
so
cool to
cool
see him.
for them.
Like
Yeah.
that's
at that
so rad.
age, getting exposed to something that cool at that age, like that's such a gift, you know.
Special.
Yeah.
Being
Special.
able to provide that is a gift in and of itself, you know. Like I
Yeah.
know that day changed his life
For
'Cause
sure.
it's now been years since then. He was, I believe, 6 or 7 at the time. He's now 13.
Yeah.
So double the time he's been on the planet, and he is a badass kid now. And
Yeah.
he's
That's
got
so
this confidence
sick.
about him, and he's and it's like. I find it hard to imagine that didn't at least help shift him in that
Yeah.
direction, you know? So if you have an opportunity to show the youth really cool and inspiring things, always take that opportunity. Because they're going to
Absolutely.
be driving in traffic with us one day. We have to deal with these fucking people eventually.
Yeah,
So we
dude.
might as well try to make them at least better people.
Yeah, and that's like you, like to me, that's like you bringing your younger self on stage, and like you know what I mean? Because like
For sure.
every
That-
kid would,
you kinda
I
nailed it
would
right
fucking love
You
that
did.
as a little kid to have that moment and like to be out in front of a sea of thousands of people, and then I got like my fucking hero, my uncle, like taking
Yeah.
me out and showing me, and all these people are cheering for me. Like that is for you, like for sure, like. You taking your little younger self on, even though I know it's your nephew, but I'm just saying, like that moment, it's
Absolutely,
like I
man,
would love
because-
to have had that.
Yeah, that's why you would do anything for anyone. Is
Yeah.
because you know that you would love that too.
Yeah,
And also when like your sibling has a
That's
kid,
how you can tell that you would want to do that for
Yeah,
them. Is what I
100%.
should say.
yeah, when your sibling has a kid, I haven't experienced this yet, obviously, but when your sibling has a kid, obviously you immediately say in your mind, at least I would, and I'm sure we all would, is I'm gonna be the fucking sickest uncle ever. So when you have it, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be the fucking best uncle any
man.
fucking nephew's ever had. So having that opportunity just must have been crazy.
Uncles are like these nominated brothers.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
For
They're
sure.
not entirely your brother, but they are nominated for
Right.
doing parts that role may apply to. Like
Yeah.
my uncle John, I knew him as Super John as a kid because. He made a VHS video for my mom on her birthday where he was this character, Super John. And as a child, I'm watching Super John, and there's like videos of him like he'll lean over the top of a fence and they'll just aim from down, and it looks like he's flying.
No
you know?
fucking
Yeah.
way.
So sick.
And so he'd land and he'd save the day and all this crap. And so I looked up at him. I'm like, yes, Super John. And I'll never forget this day when I was like maybe 13. I think I was 13 or 14. And he changed my life with one sentence where he said, David, I think you got what it takes.
Fuck
And
yeah.
he's like, if you ever go to Los Angeles, you would kick ass out there.
Wow.
He changed my whole life in that moment because someone I looked up to actually gave a little bit
Yeah.
of faith in me. Just a little bit of faith is a little bit of support is all anyone really fucking needs.
That's it.
Yeah,
Just
man.
nobody says it because we have these like weird social boundaries where it's like it's all no.
Yeah.
Just, if you see potential in someone, comment on it, and you can change their fucking life. That changed my whole trajectory. From
One
then on,
sentence.
Just one sentence.
Wow, man.
So fucking cool.
That's dope.
So fucking cool.
That's insane.
Were your
man.
parents supportive of you doing music, or
Sure. Yeah.
they were
let
pretty
me
good
do
about it?
They let me make all the mistakes. I was
That's
very
great.
lucky to be the last one out because they got strict. It's an age-old
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
Start strict and then they get very lenient.
Yeah.
And they allowed me to just, I was in death metal bands driving around and like screaming shirtless, barefoot across the country while we're singing songs about eating your poop and pooping it out into someone else's mouth and unibrows. Having sex
G.G.
with
Allen shit and
Ursula.
stuff.
Yeah. We were making up these fucked up songs.
Oh my
and
God.
they supported as much as they could for anything that they could fuck with. Like when we were doing those metal shows in front of a giant pentagram while people were literally beating the shit out of each other, they couldn't really get into that,
Right.
Which I can understand. But, they always said, they gave guidance where they could, but if I wanted to do something, they never told me to not do it. They definitely were supportive in that aspect, and they'd just be like, "All right, we'll see," and then
You're lucky.
Yeah.
Are they actually a lot of? I don't know if is that normal. I guess for parents, because I didn't have that. Like, I didn't have it like bad or like, oh, like you suck, you can't do anything. But it was definitely much like, hey, like my dad tried to do music and didn't do it. So I did music with him and like we built studios and stuff. But he's like, Dan, start a business. Like, don't go after it. Like you know what I mean. Like, don't. Make sure you have a backup
Telling
plan.
you to play it safe.
Yeah, exactly.
Play it
so,
safe.
and
Fuck
everybody
that.
I talk, obviously, now my dad's insanely proud of me. He's like, I was wrong, and I was like, fuck yeah, But like,
Yeah.
Well, if he has the humility to say that,
Yeah.
then he's still a great father.
100%, yeah.
For sure.
They're giving guidance where they know best.
Yeah,
Great
right?
point.
100%.
Great point.
So there's nothing wrong in that regard, right? But I think that's why it's cool that we're gonna be like the new fathers of the new generation because
Oh, yeah.
we've all experienced that, and it's like
I got-
just need a little bit of belief
Yeah.
in you.
Yeah, I got super lucky, and I didn't realize that I got lucky until later in life. I wish I knew how lucky I was for the type of parents I had when it would have counted, because I would have
Yeah.
fucking told them every day, "Oh my God, you're the fucking best." I thought they were just doing what they signed up for. I was like, yeah, I'm their fucking kid. They're supporting me. I mean, they supported everything.
That's dope.
I mean, I grew up like on a film set. My parents have made like over 200 independent films. Like
Wow.
neither of them went to college. They were all very art-driven individuals. And I just like, I didn't think I had anything special. I really thought I had parents that were just doing what they were supposed to do. They were doing what they signed up for. And then as you build more meaningful relationships with friends later in life, and you start to open up and hear about their relationship with their parents and how stunting they were to their dreams and stuff like that. You're like, I was just like, holy fucking
Yeah.
shit! I got so unbelievably lucky.
and
Yeah.
they told you that you could do it.
And they were just like,
That's
I went
like
to
what your uncle
I went
said.
to my first music festival, came home, I was like, I need my big Christmas present early. It was like it was
Wow.
5 months before Christmas.
Let's
And he's
go.
like, what do you mean? I'm like, I mean, I need turntables yesterday. And he was just like, all right, fine, let's do it. I dropped out of college, went to a tech school in Manhattan dedicated to electronic music production. That he was just like, on the drive home, he's like, well, my dad's like, I'm so scared what he's going to say about this little fucking building that's teaching me how to make wub music.
Yeah.
And my dad goes, on the drive home, like, what the fuck is this guy going to say? There's no way he's going to go for this. We had like some financial aid stuff. And he on the drive home, he goes, well, at least I'm going to spend my money on something you're going to fucking use. I'm just like,
fair.
let's fucking go.
That's
So
epic.
if you are a youngster out there and your parents are supporting all of your dreams, fucking audibly, sonically tell them that you appreciate them and you love them, because it's fucking rare.
Yeah,
Yep.
definitely don't take that for granted.
Don't
And if-
take that for granted.
And
Yeah.
if they don't, you still can do it too. And eventually
Yeah.
they probably will.
Yeah, there we
Hey,
go.
oh,
There you
shit.
go.
Like, my
Yeah.
dad's so fucking stoked on what we do now.
So
It's
cool.
crazy.
Yeah, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
He's a big part of it too. My dad is like our go-to, like asking him business shit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Very
It's
helpful.
awesome.
I was going to say my grandparents did not support my mom or my dad, like
Right.
on both sides, and they were the ones to break that chain, and they supported me.
Yeah.
in
Both your parents
whatever
are
I wanted
artistic
to.
too.
Yes, and my grandfather disowned my mom because she didn't go to college.
No fucking
And
way.
she was like, he essentially said, if you go to acting school, you're gone. And she was like, I'm going to acting school. And then so when I was born, she like supported me in not going to college. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
'Cause
Your
that
mom's a
wasn't for
fucking
me.
badass.
Yeah, she is. And so like That was huge. But like I understood it because she explained that part to me when she was supporting me in that. She was like, "You're not going to school, but you got to do what you want to do."
Right.
And if you're not doing what you want to do, I'm going to tell you.
As long as you're doing something you give a fuck about.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. It could have been construction. If I was like obsessed with construction, she would have supported me in that. You know what I'm saying? But
so
it was the
fucking
arts.
cool.
Yeah. So very fortunate.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man!
Yeah, we're
I
getting
can't wait. I
sentimental.
can't wait to have kids.
Yeah.
I got the end of my life already planned out. I know exactly what I'm.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Are you going to be on the porch, like
Dude,
yelling at people on the line?
Better than that,
You know what
bro.
I'm saying?
Way better than that. By my 80s, I intend on having about somewhere in the ballpark of 250 acres of woodland.
Awesome.
And I'll have probably at least 12 to 18 children and grandchildren as well.
Yes, dude. A tribe.
And
dude.
I'm gonna raise a murder of crows. I'm gonna have like at least 50 crow eggs and raise them all so they think I'm the mama. Feed all of them. And then start to have them choreograph with me, and then like teach them how to land on me all at once and all this shit. And then I'm gonna dress up in this like terrifying like long robe, and I'm gonna go into public places or like parks and stuff. And as soon as I see someone's looking at me, I'm just gonna have all the crows land on me and just point. But also I have to have good escape techniques. So as soon as they start telling someone, I have to run and hide really quick. Just start this like legend. Like if you see the crows,
The crow man.
you should know it might be him.
That's way cooler, dude.
my
Man,
God.
crow.
You have to train them to like get coins and stuff
Just-
and bring you coins and shit.
when
dude.
you're
You
old-
know what I'm saying? Like,
Because when you're old, like you can do anything.
Yeah.
And I want to be healthy enough too by that time. That's why I want to keep exercising. Because
Yeah.
I want to be in my 80s and still fucking with people. Because you can do anything in your 80s.
for sure. No,
Do
it's
anything.
totally true.
Even if the cops are like, you're disturbing people, it's like, I'm about to die. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this.
They're not going to put an 80-year-old in
Yeah, they're not
jail
gonna
and
put an
shit,
80-year-old
you know?
jail. Oh, he's just crazy,
He's 80. Leave him alone.
Yeah, leave him alone.
He likes crows and shit. That's way cooler than like what my thought was to do when I was gonna be old. My thought was that I would just basically do jury duty all the time and try to get on murder trials and shit. Like, it's like,
Dude, that's actually a
that's
great
kind of sick,
Yeah,
right?
that's
You
sick.
got nothing to do.
Yeah.
Like, let me go fucking, be on a jury at
Solve
murder
murders.
trials and
The
shit.
way
Yeah.
you started that story, that was the last fucking place I thought it was going. I was like, oh, he's gonna talk about like starting a big family and having some land. And then he goes, I'm gonna be the fucking crow man.
Crow.
What the fuck just happened?
That'd be legendary. You'll probably be known as that for the rest of it.
They'll make a Netflix movie
Yeah,
about it.
exactly.
Or a documentary about how
Documentary.
fucked up I am.
Yeah.
They're going to have to call it something else other than the crow, though.
Speaking of Netflix, the TikTok I think you made about you betting your dad that you would make it to Netflix before him,
Yeah.
and then I haven't. I mean, I don't know if it's because I haven't been on TikTok enough, but I was gonna ask you. I love your TikTok content. It's so fucking good, and your YouTube content for the stuff that you did is really
It's
good.
sick.
Yeah, dude. Are you planning on doing more of that stuff? Because I think it's really really good. Man.
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like making videos. That's something I've always enjoyed, even as a kid. Like getting the camera out. That's how we entertained ourselves. We didn't have
Yeah.
a screen, so we would just get the camera out and make shit up. That was something I've always loved doing. But I'm starting to do more stuff, but I want to do more creative stuff. I like doing. We actually made a pretty funny one the other day, and yeah, it comes in waves for me. Like I'll go through these modes where I'll be more content driven and less music driven, and then I go up and down because it's hard to do both simultaneously.
Yes.
It is.
And the
It
best
is.
way to do them both simultaneously is obviously do like what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
You're crisscrossing them. You're implementing them both. It's 2 for 1.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so. But when it comes to like making up a sketch and getting to the creative process of creating a character and how they interact and comedic timing and things like this, it's so much different from
It is, man.
chords and intonation. It
different.
really is 2 different wavelengths. So, yeah, like I said, it's a kind of a
Just
it's kind
when
of
you're
an up and
feeling
down.
it, you'll
Yep.
do more. That's
so
great.
lately we've been making a lot more, and we actually just put out like a little horror short.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
On what, on YouTube or?
Oh no, it's on like Instagram.
Instagram,
and TikTok,
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
but
I
it's-
saw those little things. They're insane. You have like the audio, like crazy horror sound effects and stuff? Like, are those the
video
teasers?
game one. That was a random video game one. We actually just filmed a pretty spooky one because where I moved to in LA, it's high up enough to when the mountains they get super foggy. So these roads are like long and windy and empty with streetlights and this perfect fog. So it's when you see a setting like that, take advantage of it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, that's
so
smart.
We made like a little short horror.
That's
So
dope.
cool.
I gotta
So,
check that out.
I gotta ask you a question. Is there gonna be a Gengar video game, dude?
Eventually.
There's gotta be.
Absolutely,
Because it's
eventually.
so sick. All of those videos
well,
are
AI's
like.
getting there, man. I'm not even gonna have to work hard
Oh,
for
that's
it.
true,
I
huh?
can literally just make a video game about this character that I upload all this.
Yeah.
Make it like and making an RPG, 8-bit done. Fucking, it's
So
getting
nuts.
to that
Oh,
point.
It's
it's
fucking
man.
nuts.
absurd.
Yeah.
It's absurd.
That's
You're gonna,
wild.
dude. We're about to see people literally generating the best movies we've ever seen in our
Dude,
life. Give it 10 years.
it's true.
Give it 10
Less,
years.
I feel
you
like
say
less.
make the best movie ever, and
Yeah.
it's just gonna do it.
So
about
crazy.
ghosts or something,
Yeah,
you know,
about,
like
right about whatever you may consider, but it's going to get to that point where we can't even divulge the difference between reality and AI. It's so
Dude,
Yeah,
I don't
love
mean
it.
to take this in the AI
No,
direction.
no,
right
no.
now.
no,
Sick.
we
I think
love
it's-
talking about
I
it.
haven't
Like,
paid for cover art in the last 4 releases.
That's kind of
dude.
sad, but
Yeah.
that I get
It
why
is-
you do
it is
Yeah.
sad.
They look fucking great.
Yeah,
dude.
they do.
no, they're dope though. Like
They're dope.
I was telling
No,
these
it's not
guys
that they're
we
not
found
dope.
what?
It's just sad, is what we said. It's not that they're
Yeah.
not.
I
Cool.
don't
it's
think
just
it's-
a li-
I don't think it's
But it
sad.
makes sense for Frank and what he's trying to do. It's like, hey, like this is what I can do right now. This is the best way for me to be able to accomplish the best result.
Sad,
So
I
that's-
don't think is the right word.
I get why he says sad. I get why they say
Yeah,
sad.
I'm not mad at you. I do stuff like with AI all the time. We use AI to art, and it could be stuff that we could have the ability to do.
It's not sad. It's unfortunate for digital artists that they have to now
Yes.
learn how to live and work in a world where
Yeah.
they have such a gnarly bit of competition.
Yes.
Where it's easy for us to sit here and say, "Oh yeah, well, too bad for them." Well, that's not happened to music yet, but it's
going to.
could.
It's
and
going
it
to.
will.
It's about to be.
So
It's going to.
So put ourselves in their shoes and consider, like so I like with all the Gengar stuff, I pay for my artists.
Yeah.
It's expensive and it's beautiful. It's fucking perfect.
Yeah, it's sick.
And I'm supporting a human now. I will admit I do have the resources to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm aware that that's the difference. And so if you're an up and coming artist and you don't have those funds and you have to utilize the tools that are available, I don't blame it then.
Yeah.
I do
But
not
when you,
have
when
the
you
funds.
are when you do reach the point where you can give back financially, I think you should put that into the human
Oh,
system.
for sure.
It's gonna be better though.
I
It'll
agree.
be better if you're working with artists and there's a collaborative rather than like learning good prompts. If
Yeah.
you're working for somebody that's like really talented at what they do, I think that you're no matter what are gonna get a better result than if you were to have somebody that was really good at doing AI prompts.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
our visual artist that works with
Yeah.
us all the time, he uses AI for inspiration to get started
Yeah.
on his art.
And I
He's
feel
embracing
that.
it.
And that's
feel
like
that.
it's like a plugin for us.
It's like using a MIDI scale.
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
exactly,
Exactly.
dude. We're just reading minds, dude.
Yeah.
So I love it.
To just clarify, the base of the art gets done with AI, and I have no. Listen, I'm just
Wait,
No one's judging you though.
He's backtracking. He's backtracking. It's okay.
Okay,
It's okay.
To just clarify, the main bulk of the art gets done with AI. It gets tweaked and edited by a good friend that's a really graphic designer,
Yeah.
and we barter out his tweaks and edits for mix and mastering work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
no, it's
No
great.
one's putting you on the cross, man.
Yeah.
You're good.
And
I
guess what? The pod is getting edited by an AI.
yeah.
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 It's gonna
Oh,
be.
is that
actually,
right?
Yeah.
Actually, maybe you
for
should.
the is it that Adobe Premiere plugin that
Yes.
they created? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Podcast
We
one.
just
fucking
got it.
awesome, bro.
So we have editors, but they're going to use that to like get it started, and then
Yeah.
they can go in and it saves hours.
And their hours are getting cut now.
yes.
Oh
They're
yeah,
getting
baby.
cut.
We're
Now-
gonna get so much profit.
so much child labor.
rubs hands together.
Sorry, you were gonna say something.
I don't know.
All right, bud.
I do have one really important question, and it's I would just love your opinion on this narrative because I've been trying myself to figure out a way to properly put myself in a correct mental state to not let it hinder my motivation. And it's the fact that a lot of artists say, and a lot of people more on the business side of what we do, are saying that these days the music doesn't matter as much as it used to, and that relationships and the connections that your manager has and the branding all matter significantly more than the quality or authenticity or how unique your music is. And do you think that's true? Is my question.
I think any kind of, any kind of statement that says everything is one way and everything is another is going to usually be wrong because it doesn't account for variables.
Yep.
There's plenty of outliers to that exact statement. So I don't think that there's some truth to it that like music can matter less if someone puts out content that makes it more viral, right? Like there's songs that have come out that are just absolute ballsack, but because of the branding around it, you give a fuck.
Yeah.
And everyone else gets on the train because of the visual aspect, because, there's that extra layer of connectivity. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do it the other way around.
Cool.
Not at all.
Cool.
I think if you write the best song in the world, as long as you have a half-assed ability of marketing, then it should get the fuck out there.
Cool. Yeah.
Or, the ability to upload it. And consider, like, when you're trying to really promote something, don't give it a one and done, especially if you're starting up. Fucking annoy your feed for a little bit, but do it with unique approaches each time. Try to consider making little music videos for the best parts of your song instead of just constantly berating them with the artwork and the song. They get it. Make me give a fuck by making me connect to it in some way. That's how people are now reeling music into their lives.
Fuck yeah.
I feel like if you started a cult, I would totally join.
You should join. We are starting, actually. We're trying to get tax exempt. And
Let's go.
We're working on it right now.
I think that's very useful. Seriously, thank you.
Yeah.
Do you collect anything?
What's that?
Like, do you have any collection of like
Snakes?
old cards and shit like that?
I've got a bunch of weird collections.
Of like any.
I've got a collection of her blood in a jar.
Oh wow,
A jar?
Amazing. That's a lot of it.
that's not a joke, huh?
It's a vial of my blood on a necklace.
Okay, so it's not a jar.
yeah,
that's
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's like
I'm just
ounces
being
and shit.
stupid.
That's cool. That's cool.
I don't know. I collect a lot of animal bones.
That's cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I love that you love animals. That's like
Yeah.
a big
Speaking
thing about
of animals.
I'm a big animal guy too.
Yeah, animals are fucking. They have a lot of resemblances to humans. One of my favorite questions to ask people is, if I'll ask you right now, what 3 animals characterize you?
Ooh, that's hard.
I think one I would definitely choose is dog because I do feel like I'm very friendly and I do love people. I want people to love me and I instantly go to like trying to get people to like me because that's how I think of a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've become more of a cat person because I think that something about a cat is more authentic. Like I don't know if you're into cats, but dude, they're awesome. You have no idea.
You don't
They're
like
dope.
cats?
They're
They make me uncomfortable.
He's a weirdo.
He
That's-
doesn't like
that's
them making
weird for
biscuits
that,
on
I
him.
don't
dude.
like the
Does a cat
nail
make
the
biscuits?
nail stuff.
That's
Dude, they're
smart.
cute as fuck.
Yeah,
no.
they're funny.
I
They're
just-
funny, bro. Like
Yeah.
anyway. So I'd say dog. I want to say I'm trying to choose like traits of animals. This is a great question. Thank you, by the way. I'm gonna take my time with it. I feel like I want to say like I really love crows. Like I'm really into crows too. You're into crows, aren't you? You
yeah.
have one.
I had
So
one.
sick.
He's the crow man, dude.
Yeah,
I
he's
got
the
fucking
crow.
crows and
Yeah,
shit,
crows
bro.
are very cool.
And my mom who's passed, it was really into crows, and she had like little crows everywhere around the house, and I used to like collect them, and
Yeah.
I used to put them on my microphone. There's one in the back, but I don't do it anymore. But
Yeah.
I like
Absurdly intelligent.
so
Terrifyingly.
yes, I would definitely want to be like I would say I would want like the smarts of a crow too, essentially like the lovingness of a dog. I
Okay.
would say crow because I do think I'm smart, right? And I want to think of something that's like outgoing and adventurous, but I can't. Like, what kind of animal would you say is like super outgoing and adventurous?
Orangutans.
Ooh.
Really? Okay, then there we go. Dog, crow, and orangutan. What about you, sir?
A wolf,
Oh, damn it! Fuck, that's so cool.
He said dog.
a snake, and a crow.
And the reasons for the for them?
Wolf for the loyalty and
Ooh, yeah.
willingness to do anything for those that I love and protect. A snake for the veracity to get whatever I want, not through the terms of like whenever I make that comparison, people are like, "Oh, so you're a fucking snake?"
No,
like,
you don't think
no,
that
I'm
at all.
saying
They
like,
don't understand snakes.
will literally dehydrate themselves for hundreds of days pursuing a trail for miles just
That's
to
so
get
sick.
one thing.
Yeah.
And I think that says a lot about wanting a goal in life.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to
Drive.
suffer and go through the hard parts to get to that one goal in life. So I resonate with that. And I've lived with, and I love snakes for so long that I've had these insights with them. Right?
Yeah.
And crows, because they are cunning and they make wise decisions. They have abilities that are beyond humans even.
Yeah.
And it's also my last name. So
Yeah.
Oh, it is. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, that's
It is your
dope.
last name. You definitely didn't love that snake that bit you in that photo.
Yeah, we
shoot,
wanted
though,
to ask
did
you
ya?
about that.
Oh, I love every snake. There's nothing wrong with them.
No, you kept your cool. I love that.
Yeah.
You get bit. It happens.
Very chill
It was
about
choking
it.
you out, though.
Yeah, he was choking me out. I was gonna die if that guy didn't come in. Probably.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I could always just grab the head.
You couldn't find it.
yeah.
But I.
Oh,
dude,
you're saying if you're in a life
if I wanted to go into emergency mode, I could have, but I
Right.
didn't.
You-
I've been bit on the face by snakes multiple times. I think like 4 or 5 times I've been bit in the face. Arm, leg, hand, stomach. You know what I mean? It happens. You hang out
Yeah.
with snakes, and then, you also have like a dog. Then you smell like a dog when you're around your snake, and he
Yeah.
smells. So it's always your fault if you
Right.
get bit by
Yeah.
a snake. You have to know how to approach him.
Yeah.
Years ago, I go over to David's house and he pulls out his snakes and he's like, you want to hold him? And I was like, yeah, sure. I'm like, he doesn't bite, right? And David was like, no, he bites. And I was like, fucking absolutely not, dude. What?
Like he has the ability.
Yeah.
He's going to.
Well, you were like, yeah, he's bitten a couple times. I'm like, I'm out. I'm not doing that.
It's
You
not.
know?
It's not as bad as you think when you get bit by a
Oh,
snake.
yeah,
You know what I'm
it's-
saying?
It's honestly,
It's
more
scary.
It's more shock than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
It's
Yeah,
very
it doesn't
scary.
hurt at all.
Sounds so scary.
Like I've been bit on the face multiple times. I'll tell you, it's not painful. It's
Okay.
just scary. And the scariest part about that is, an inch higher, and I'd be winking at you right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
And there's a lot of blood too. They go deep and like it starts bleeding.
That sounds
You know?
painful, dude. What the fuck?
Speaking of which, too, I wanted to. I for some reason I remember a lot of your TikTok and Instagram content, and also like some of your YouTube content. But one of the best things I saw you ever posted, and I think this animal was passed. I don't know. I'm not sure. But
Oh,
your little-
Albert, my chameleon.
bro, that was the cutest thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, reach for the sky.
Yeah, reach for this guy.
Dude,
Yeah, he was-
every time I saw that, I saved that for my girlfriend, and we just fucking.
Yeah.
I love that little video.
Yeah, Albert was the shit.
R.I.P.
was
Albert,
awesome.
bro.
Yeah, R.I.P. Albert. Definitely want to get more chameleons when I'm older,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's the thing. They only live for 7 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
Oh.
a short-lived enjoyment. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
They're super cool
You
though,
probably do.
man.
You- yeah, that,
yeah.
Just the, I don't know. That video, it's like wholesome. I don't know.
They're
loved
so
it.
cool. They just like to hang out.
Yeah,
you know,
they look
like
chill
to
as
hang.
fuck.
Pinch stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gonna pinch stuff and look around.
Cool
Yeah, dude,
animals,
it's super
dude.
sick, man.
Yeah, and you're super into reptiles.
Yeah, I used to breed snakes
No
for
shit.
money in high
Surprised
school.
you
Yeah,
haven't told him this yet. Like, bro down
we
on
talked about it. We talked about it a little bit in Hawaii.
In Hawaii, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
But so I was always trying to figure out how to make money because I didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I was like selling candy, but then I figured out like how to breed snakes, and I loved snakes, so I was breeding corn snakes, and I had too many of them. And then I started selling them to reptile stores, like local reptile stores.
Hustling, bro.
And they were doing it like under the table because
it
you're
was
not
illegal?
allowed
You
to.
didn't have like the permits or
No, I was like 12. I was 12 or
That's so
13.
cool.
Yeah, and
That's awesome.
and some of them, like, you know how they don't eat when they hatch?
Yeah.
Some of them, like, so I just gave those away because I didn't want them to die.
Right.
But the other ones I would sell, the healthy ones, you know? But yeah, dude, I was hustling that, and then I was breeding cockatiels too.
No
Wow,
shit.
that's
Yeah.
fucking sick.
I had like 21 cockatiels, and they were
so annoying,
crazy. No, it was sick. They knew all the earthquakes that were going to happen.
Oh, really?
They would freak out
See,
in my
that
backyard.
shit trips me the
That's
fuck
so
out.
Yeah.
crazy.
Dude, I don't know how they knew, dude, but like every earthquake I was in Claremont. They knew every earthquake, and it was like 5 seconds.
So you
before.
knew when it was about to come.
It was like 5 or 10 seconds, and they would freak out, and then the whole house would shake.
That is wild.
David probably knows this, but the story about the crows when they did like a science experiment, I think, and I don't want to fuck it up because I feel like you probably know this, but they I guess what would happen is they would wear these masks, or they would wear a scarf. Is that what it was? Do you
No,
know
it was
what
a
I'm talking
mask.
about? Can
Yeah,
you tell it? Because I'm gonna fuck it up.
Sure.
But this story's sick.
So they wanted to understand how crows communicated better, and how they would be able to target anyone who was deemed a predator or a threat. And so they would wear this really scary mask and walk through the park. And what they noticed is that the crows would start to name this person. They started to actually have a specific set of sounds they would make whenever that person arrived, saying, this guy looks suspect, this guy looks like a threat.
Whoa.
Therefore, communicating identities about humans to each other.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and then
trippy.
and what I had heard too was
Yes.
they even came back like years later, and it was like their generation, their offspring knew about this.
They
like,
knew about him.
Yeah, right.
What?
That's insane.
Holy shit.
And anytime you see one thing that's really bizarre about crows is whenever one crow dies, it's not totally rare to see a group of them standing around this dead crow. And what many have perceived to be as a funeral, they've now come to find is what they're doing is a literal CSI investigation. They're trying to find out what happened to it and how to avoid it happening again.
What the
God.
They're
So
smart
they
as fuck, bro.
They got crow doctors.
Yes.
No
Crow
wonder-
CSI agents, bro.
Holy
No wonder
shit.
David Crow's so fucking articulate, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Crows are out there
God.
looking for like semen and shit like that, checking all the shit.
They got,
Like,
they got black lights under their feathers.
yeah,
Like,
like crow
got
semen
samples in their
every week.
beaks.
Yeah.
They're hunting hawks and
Holy
eagles
shit.
and shit. Holy crap. I had
That's
no
fucking
idea.
crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't
they're
know. I
dope.
didn't know any of this.
They
Octopus
can
is-
also be monogamous. They like to be monogamous,
Really?
but they have diversity in opinion on that.
Wow.
They're not monolithic in being monogamous. They actually will veer one way or another. It's a bit of a debate amongst the crow community.
Yeah.
What the
It's a big debate amongst the crow
That's
community.
insane, dude. The only thing that I know a lot about crows is like they have those obstacle courses that they set up for treats. And they figured out every single one. And it's like you have to insert the stick, you have to pick this lock,
They
and then
understand physics.
it's insane.
Yeah.
It's like a 12-step thing to get to the treat.
Yeah.
And they figured it out.
They're connected to the universe in a way that we'll never understand because the fact that they even like move in perfect motion together too.
Yeah.
That like we can't do that.
Yeah.
We don't know how to do that because
That's
we
like
don't
hive
s-
mind
We don't
shit.
see or understand something that they are connected to. It's
That's
so bizarre
so
to look
bizarre.
at that.
Yeah.
How
We
do
don't
we
know shit.
how do
I
we
fucking
connect to
wish
that,
we
man?
did. Jeez.
DMT boys.
Yeah,
DMT.
I guess so.
DMT.
I guess you're
Go
right.
hang out with some goddamn elves, dude.
Yeah. People that say that they don't like animals, I'm like, do you fucking even know about animals? Like, I'm always
Red
like, there's
flag.
something like a little, like, I don't, you don't have to be like a huge animal fan and lover, but like when people say like, yeah, I don't really like animals,
It's like people who say, I don't really like music.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
so
it's like,
fucking, dude,
what?
Yeah, that's weird.
That's the
I don't
biggest
like
red flag.
movies.
yeah,
I don't like food.
I don't like
Yeah,
art.
That's so true.
If you don't like dogs, I'm not sure we can be friends.
Yeah,
I fucking
you're basically
love dogs.
saying
You
I
gotta
don't
have
like
a good
life.
story. You gotta have a good reason.
It has to be like a really good story.
None of the bullshit about getting bit when you were 2 years old. Shut the fuck up, dude. Grow up. Quit being a pussy.
We've all been bit.
Yeah. I got bit when I was 2. You don't remember it, you dumbass.
Parker would.
Fucking baby.
I would.
Now, yeah, you can remember shit.
No,
Sorry.
I've never been bit by a dog.
No,
I
you
know,
can
I
remember.
know,
You were
I'm
talking
just
about how
saying
you
that-
remember shit
This
when you
guy
were a baby.
remembers shit from being an infant.
I have a crazy memory. So back to the 3 animals. The first one's an elephant. My memory
Oh,
is
yeah, that's right.
crazy.
You're an
I
elephant
remember
boy.
when I was born. I remember when I was like 1. I remember like all my apartments and like I moved like so many times in my lifetime. And I remember all the layout of all of them. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty crazy. You didn't believe me, Frank.
I believe
Earlier.
you on that.
You believe
No,
me?
no,
I
no,
do
no,
believe
no,
you.
no, no. That's
Okay.
not what I didn't believe. Do you want me to state what I didn't believe?
Yes.
I didn't believe that you said when you were young that you could move shit with your mind.
Yes.
That's what I didn't believe.
Yes.
Now we're getting into the real
That's-
podcast.
So,
I did not believe-
look, I'll explain
These
myself.
people got to eat, guys.
I'll explain myself. All right.
let's-
It's a quick thing. It's a quick thing. All right. Do you know about pendulums?
Yeah, dude.
So
Yeah,
You
dude,
can-
sick dubstep crew.
no, they make electro, bro.
Yeah. Oh, whatever.
No. What?
What?
So-
I thought Pendulum made dubstep.
Oh my god.
Did you think
dude.
I was saying something else?
They make drum and bass, dude.
They make
Oh,
drum and
whatever.
bass.
Fuck
Come
it.
on,
I don't know, dude.
Are you an even EDMer?
No, dude.
It was supposed to be quick.
Sorry,
So
go ahead.
listen, all right. So pendulums. You can move pendulums with your mind. It's the easiest thing to move with your mind. Okay, Frank?
This is
Keep the camera on, Frank. Okay. Look. So when I was little, my mom taught me how to move the pendulum in a circle, and to go back and forth.
Was
like
she
this.
holding a pendulum like this?
No,
How
it
does
was
work?
on. It was held on this like wire thing that holds the pendulum up, and it's not attached to anything. And she hits it, and you can choose if it's going like this or if it goes back and forth. And I did it so many times, dude.
And we talked about
All
this,
right,
and
we
you're
gotta
going to
get a
do it for
pendulum
us.
in here, man.
He
We
said
gotta
he's
see
going to
this.
do it. He's got to
Yes,
practice.
I got to practice. I got to practice.
David, you're gonna come back for another episode in the future, and we're gonna make sure we have
I'll
a
come
pendulum.
back just for the pendulum.
Yeah,
that's what
I'm
That's
saying.
manipulation. Yeah.
So because look, it's if you try too hard, it doesn't work. You have to do it like
Instinct.
you do it every day. You do it every day. It's assumptive. It's an instinct. Yes, and I've done it
And
so
your mom
many
was
times.
trying to teach you the power of your mind,
She
which
wasn't
we all
trying.
believe is real. No, I'm saying
No,
she
don't
was.
say it like that, dude.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, don't say it like that.
I'm
It's not-
sorry. What? I'm
You're
sorry.
trying to explain. You're trying. Oh, she was trying to.
Okay, I'm
your
sorry.
mind.
I
It's not
apologize.
That. It's not like that, dude.
Tell me what your mom was trying to teach you.
She wasn't trying to teach me anything. She was saying, "Fucking go like this. Make the pendulum go like this, or back and forth."
Did
There
you
was
know
no-
that was she saying like she wasn't saying I'm going to teach you how to do this. She's just like, "Hey Parker, check this out and do this."
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Didn't know that. I apologize.
There's
Don't
no
cancel me.
ulterior motive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's a thing. So Frank.
All right, let's get it. Okay. Dude, I'll believe it when I fucking see it.
Okay.
But
yeah, I definitely want to see the
Yes.
pendulum manipulation.
down
I
to see-
can't deny you
It's-
until I see it.
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
that's
It's a
what I'm
real
saying.
thing. If you look it up, a lot of people can do it. It's not like it's not like a big deal.
my mom has.
At
the
least for
fucking
me, it's not a
crystal
big deal.
Wait, is
thing.
it like those little TikToks you see where the guy uses chi and
And
he
he
like
pushes
throws
the
Oh
foil.
no,
water
that guy's
bottles?
full of shit. That guy's full of shit.
Okay.
That guy's crazy. No, but like it's not like it's not a big deal. It's not a big
if it
surprise
does,
at all.
I have to take your word for it because I haven't seen it, but I think anomalies like that do exist. Like that one area in California where gravity literally just said, "Meh," and it's like, have you seen that?
Yeah.
That shit's
tilted
crazy,
cabin
yeah.
where things roll uphill.
Yes.
So
What?
They're
Quantum physics.
The dude
we were
with
just talking about it.
electricity,
That
the
shit's
dude with
magic.
I haven't seen
electricity.
this. I'm
You've
gonna
never
look it.
seen
I'm
that?
gonna look it up
Yeah.
immediately
It's
though.
absurd. I forget the exact name of it, but it's an area where there is an energy vortex and a gravitational pull in California where things roll uphill. You can stand like this totally normally. It's really
really weird.
bizarre.
I'm gonna look
Yeah.
it up.
I'll
You
tell
could
you.
visit there.
I'll say one thing too. If anybody in my life that I know who has existed can move something with their mind, I would
Parker.
believe it to be you.
Wow.
I swear to God.
Thank
You know I
Thank
believe
you.
that.
Yes, for sure.
If anybody
living
can do it, it's
Mandela.
Parker.
Yes, thank you.
Fuck.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
Supportive. I was just gonna say these guys need to eat, so let's get into this bag thing that you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's
so
see the
we're
bag.
we're all hungry, okay? So I brought something. Learned something about David in Hawaii, okay?
I guarantee you, I'm not touching this.
And he loves liver.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Look, here we go.
God
He
damn
loves
it.
liver.
Oh, I thought it was going to be in a bag. That's like
This is
fucking-
kind of like a bag, you know.
All right.
It's a tray.
So we're gonna eat some liver, boys.
All right.
We're gonna
not-
chow
Oh.
down.
I'm not.
did you
I'm
grab
not.
some salt as well?
No, but we have
Can't
salt.
eat it.
We have salt.
No salt,
Okay.
can't eat it. Won't
So
do it.
my favorite thing to have with this is dealcoholized wine, but I don't have that
Oh.
with me, so I'm gonna have to chase it with Red Bull.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought-
You have
I-
to chase it? Is
well,
it a
I
chaser?
don't chew on it.
I'm surprised.
Oh, you swallow it.
I take a rip and I just throw it back and take it like a pill.
I'm surprised
Oh.
you don't have.
But I've
Alright.
grown to like the taste of it at this point. But
Yeah.
I don't like the way
Texture.
it tastes when you no, the texture's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh.
It's the way it tastes as you chew into it. It kind of goes through these different layers of like iron, right?
Tastes like
So-
blood, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you just throw it back, it's awesome.
Okay.
You don't have
you-
dealcoholized wine in your back pocket.
How do you dealkalize wine?
I
Is the
don't-
question.
I'm not totally familiar with the filtration process, but it absolutely exists.
Sounds cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no, that
don't- I
sounds
really-
It's
delicious.
essentially grape juice that tastes like wine.
I really don't know if I can partake in this. I might.
Are you sure?
I think I might just like instantly puke.
That would be great. We would love that.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, that would be
God.
amazing,
Do it for the
dude.
pod.
Do it
Yeah.
for the pod.
Do it for the
pod,
content.
for
I
the
don't want to
clip.
do it. I'm going to do it, though.
Fuck.
Here, look, we got
All
forks,
right.
bro. We got forks.
So we
Some
need
liver?
a knife. We need a knife. You're gonna eat it with your hands. We don't need
Yes.
forks.
Oh, no
Oh
fork.
yeah, no
yeah.
forks.
She doesn't know where the salt is.
Yeah, you want to
Oh,
do this?
there should be salt on the shelf.
That's how you eat it normally, David? It doesn't
There's
come
like
in
salt
like a...
packet.
Wait, no, wait.
But we
Li-
gotta cut it.
big liver.
Don't they
king.
make like
Will that work?
dehydrated ones?
Probably not, huh?
Give me one of those.
Oh, we got knives, dude.
Oh, you got real knives?
Yeah, we
Oh,
got
okay.
real knives.
Yeah, this seems
Claws to cut it.
some real liver king shit,
That would be
huh?
awesome. Oh, I don't think they're sharp.
Oh, don't smell it.
pointy.
Don't smell it.
It smells like teriyaki.
There it goes. We're gonna get a real knife.
I'm so looking forward to this. Quick break from the pod. I just wanted to share with you that we have an exclusive link in our description containing hundreds of the most accurate remakes in the EDM industry. That's right. I said it. Not only that, we have organized folders containing hundreds of Ableton racks and Serum presets ready to be thrown into your project. This might be too big of a secret to share with your friends, so let's keep it between us girls. You're probably thinking that it's going to cost you hundreds of dollars to get these exclusive sounds, but you'll be pleasantly surprised to see how affordable it actually is. Hope you got a big enough hard drive. Check the link in the description called Producer Vault, and let's get you back into the episode.
So we're about to eat liver. I've never had liver before.
Me neither.
I don't think so.
I'm the liver prince, dude.
liver prince.
This could be.
David, thank you for coming here.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
We're
It's
gonna
been
do
a
an
pleasure,
outro
my gentlemen.
afterwards.
Oh, shit.
Cheers to cheers.
Oh,
Cheers,
God,
boys.
cheers.
Down.
Let's go.
Oh,
I swallowed it straight down like Jello. That was
me
not
too.
the way.
That's the only way to
Oh,
get through
it's
this.
It's like Jello. Oh wait, there's the taste.
Good,
That's
huh?
not that bad.
I
I
love
didn't
it.
chew it at all.
I
Yeah.
love it.
I went straight down.
Well,
I
yeah, if you
chewed it.
chew on it, you're going to get the full experience, which is like eating a penny. But
Yeah,
It's all mental for me.
yeah.
It's all mental for
You
me.
did good, buddy.
Want me to wrap this
You
up?
did great.
I told
You did
Parker
great.
that I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah.
Me too.
And then I found out
said-
that you weren't going to do it, so I was like, I got to do it.
I manned up, dude. You want me to wrap?
Yeah,
good.
good on you.
Did you just
See, it's not
I
that
just
bad.
swallowed it whole.
It's like
Is that
Jell-O.
the worst thing you've ever done in your life?
No, it's just all
It's
mental.
going to feel really
idea.
good, too.
So
It
if
is?
you guys are down,
Dude, no, hold on. Liver's not... you didn't know that liver is, like, insanely good for you?
I know that it's
Yeah.
good for
It's
you, but I'm saying like
incredible.
do you get
Good
any
for you.
sort of like
It has-
actual
it has-
effect from it like immediately after eating it is what I'm
Yes,
saying. Really?
absolutely.
I didn't
It
know
has
that.
tons of magnesium, tons of micronutrients like vitamins A, B, C, and I think it has D and E in it. I might be wrong on one of those, but it has the majority of them.
Wow.
And you're gonna feel really fucking good, and you're gonna get a good night's sleep.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
so
really,
is that
really
like
good for
really,
you.
it's a superfood. It's really,
Yeah.
it's not just like I started eating it, and everyone else made it like, oh my god, you're crazy. And it's like no, like it's the same reason you do a push-up. You don't enjoy the push-up, you enjoy the result
Yeah,
of it. I don't necessarily love the taste of beef liver, but I like the way it makes
Are
me
you
Yeah,
saying
okay.
the Liver King might not be on roids, dude?
well,
oh yeah, that's a whole.
he's definitely
So-
yeah.
But
I'm
most times
joking.
you
I'm
eat
joking.
food, if you eat food, you don't normally get any sort of effect immediately. So that's why it's interesting now. I'm actually interested to be like, all right, how do I feel afterwards? Like tonight.
Yeah, take note
And
of
if I feel a difference, that might be enough to be like, okay, well, fuck it, I
One
Well,
guess
you
I'll
got
eat
this
liver.
whole serving here. Do you mind if I take that with me?
Please.
Yeah, go
It's
for
a
it.
gift. It's part of
Go
your
for it,
gift.
David.
Another gift.
Yeah,
guys
you
got
showed it to me
Wolverine
in
claws
Hawaii, dude.
And motherfucking beef liver. This is a true gentleman's podcast.
Thank you.
Let's
That's right.
go,
Kudos-
baby. Let's
kudos to the
go.
excellent podcast.
Let's go.
All right, that wraps up this episode of The Excellent Show. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us. David, Ghastly, thank
You're
you
the man,
so
bro.
much for coming.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you. This was
Slash
fucking
Genghar.
amazing. Peace out. Later.
Peace.
Later.
All right, that was some
epic.
good shit, fellas. That was awesome.